Go. There's a little pause, and hello, everybody who is watching wherever you are. Welcome to One Shot Day. So this is Saturday where we get to do some fun one shots with players either you know or you don't, new and old. So welcome new players, welcome old players. Today we are tonight we are playing the Weldon McClelland Minstrel Murder Mystery. And this is going to be a little bit different, as I've said to the players. It's going to be a little bit different than an average D&D game. There's a lot more of the kind of murder mystery aspect to it, and a lot more of the whimsical sort of fun kind of bard stuff to it as well. So without further ado, we are going to jump in to said mystery. Oops. Okay. So it is a very brisk evening in the town of Eisenheim. For anyone who is interested in the basic lore of Eisenheim, Eisenheim is the capital of the homebrew world that we've built into this place. Cobblestone roads, very much a kind of picture like the mid to late, like I think 1800s, I think, right around there. So you have cobblestone streets, maybe the beginnings of possible some automobiles, things like that. But for the most part, we're kind of in that sort of time range. We have on the street corner, we'll say kind of this like stagecoach like bus stop. We zoom in from the cinematic camera that I pretend is always there. We zoom down to a rather large hulking figure that's kind of shadowed against the night sky. You see a dog that starts to kind of a street dog that kind of just walks by, gives a quick look at that figure, and then scurries off. The figure turns in the direction you see a very long snout protruding from the head. Matt, would you please introduce your character for us?
Absolutely. So yeah, protruding from the darkness, you see this, I guess, hulking Luxodon, elephant boy, who is just, he's just wrapped in sort of a pseudo toga and off-white clothing, just sort of draped in this cloth and fabric and walking curiously these cobblestone streets with no shoes on. You might get a feel that he is making a choice, or this is obviously a way he lives his life. But going by the name of Kettle, he is holding a drum in one hand and a mallet that seems to be emanating with a subtle bluish glow around it. And on his back, you might mistake it if you weren't looking close enough that he was wearing a shield, but actually he's hauling a medium-sized gong that he just sort of carries with him.
Fantastic.
Obviously cheap. We'll just call it, maybe for his backstory, he got it from the fantasy equivalent of Costco.
Fantastic. Fantasy Costco. My favorite Costco.
What's wrong with Costco?
Fantastic. So as you're holding this mallet and this gong, I think also between your fingers, you were holding the piece of paper that was actually very, very important to the beginning of this. And you actually see it fall from your fingers as you were trying to kind of hold both the mallet and the hand drum. And you have to pick it up off that. And as you bend down to pick it up, the camera reads the letter that introduced you all to this one shot. Greetings, minstrels. You have been asked to be a part of the entertainment celebrating the retirement of Weldon McClelland. Yes, that Weldon McClellan of McClelland's Gelatin Melons. Lucky you. Please prepare a special presentation of your craft to be performed in a small gathering at the McClelland's Melon Estate. The performer who wows the audience the most will be rewarded with a lifetime supply of I used to be so good at this, guys. I'm sorry. Will be rewarded with a lifetime supply of McClelland's Gelatin Melons of their choice, watermelon not an option, as well as their cash prize of 600 gold pieces given at the end of the night. Each performer will receive 30 gold pieces for their time. The McClelland mobile melon carriage will be at Liberty Station to take you to your destination at exactly, changing the time on there, at exactly 7 p.m. Good luck, and please don't screw this up. Sincerely, Leanna Shrew. As you pick this up, and whether that's stuff it back into, I don't know if your toga has pockets, but I assume somewhere.
Picked it up with my trunk and read it with my eyes, and then stuffed it right back. Right,
fantastic. Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. We see I think the way I'm gonna probably put this is, you hear this kind of faint buzzing sound behind your ear. And as you like kind of naturally move your trunk away to move it away, I believe this is Tix, right? Yeah, Tix, would you please describe Winnie to us?
Yeah, Winnie is a little fairy. She is wearing a longer flowy dress with, that's sparkling and shiny. You can tell she's got like little of like gold and gems kind of in her hair and around her neck, kind of signifying that she really likes shiny things, almost over the top wearing them.
Cool. Very nice. Awesome. Winnie, do you say anything? Oh, yeah, it sounds like you cut out there.
I apologize. I think I'm back. I'm not sure. Try to figure.
You cut out again.
I'm not sure where I cut
out. Shiny things.
She might need to drop and come back, or drop and she might have to drop completely, but she's gonna try and drop and come back. Sorry, we're
cool.
working on
awesome.
into that.
There might be a possibility that it's a kind of a sensitivity issue. So on Discord, if you can, if you know how to be able to drop that input sensitivity, obviously the like if there's any sort of natural feedback, something small like that, we could totally handle.
Yeah, make sure that we hear Discord's a lot, so she'll check her sensitivity as well.
Okay, cool, awesome, fantastic. So we'll kind of put a pin in that. Walking through the kind of like back sort of area of this bus stop, maybe like trying to kind of stay far enough back from the rest of the group. The camera kind of like has these twinkle of eyes behind Loxodon, and you see the camera kind of start to zoom up to tabaxi-looking figure standing underneath the lamppost there. Tony, would you please describe Roman to us?
I would love to. He'll kind of slowly walk towards you and say, "Let me tell you about a tabaxi so grand. Roman is his name, with long gray hair and a lute in his hand. He'll sing with a voice so sweet and so pure. Talent so great, it's hard to ignore. The curious cat has a dream so bright of chasing things that take flight. He'll follow them through the sky so blue until he catches them. Yes, he'll pursue. With eyes of glow and ears perked up, this feline bard will never give up. Roman will chase anything that flies up high with all of his might and all of his eye. His music will be heard far and wide as Roman chases his dreams with great stride. This bard of tabaxi, so brave and so true, will chase anything that flies, and he'll look at Tix and say, just like you."
Cool. Awesome. Like halfway through this, because it's very long-winded. Like this, what does What does Kettle do as this? I imagine in my mind's eye, Roman is like stalking closer as you're saying this.
I think Kettle would be like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Did you also write the invitation? That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Fantastic. Did we get Winnie back?
I am sorry, like everything was frozen. I'm hoping my computer's not dying, knock on wood right now. But we're good for right now.
Okay, cool. You still sounded like you were kind of cutting in and out slightly there. But we will handle it. Cool. Roman, are you like full on just launching yourself at the ferry?
Nope, I am not. I think I scared the fairy away. She's gonna have to drop.
Okay. All right, we'll handle it. Very cool. I think most likely looking at the very few things I know from this character, but just looking at the thing in the, I think looking across the street, because even though this is most likely where the carriage ride is supposed to be picking you up, it's just easier to kind of have a vantage point from this side. I think we see possibly hiding on the open sort of awning of a second floor building. I believe we see a half elf figure. Excuse me. Finn, would you please introduce your character to us, please?
Yes, after observing them for a moment or two as they introduce themselves to each other, I leap down from the awning, and I walk across, and I is this where we're supposed to meet? McClelland's
Yeah, I believe this is the I think this is where you can get some melons from McClelland's Melons Mansion.
All right. Yes. Well, my name is Mycroft. You've I doubt you've heard of me because I have a much more famous brother, but yes, I am a bard of some repute, though, and I hope to win the cash prize tonight.
Are you that Mycroft?
I don't know what you mean by that, Mycroft. I am.
Are you
Mycroft.
the bard Mycroft? Are you Mycroft for real?
I am Mycroft Holmes.
I have heard so much about you. You are amazing. I just want to tell you, I am your biggest fan.
Really?
Absolutely.
What have you heard me sing anything that
I am so bad with song titles, but I am just like that one that goes it's in like 4/4 and it just like dun, dun, you know, that like it's just my absolute favorite.
The shark bites with its teeth, dear.
That one,
billows.
That one, absolutely.
Okay.
That one, yeah. I just rolled a 16 on deception. I'm sorry.
Yes, I was gonna ask.
You want me to roll an insight check, or?
Yeah, go for it. Let's see. Insight checks. Feel free to please ask beforehand, but feel free to ask at any time.
Not super advantage. What the hell is that all about? Let's see what I get. I am eating this shit up. I am like, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize my reputation had come so far and wide. Thank you for your compliments. Unfortunately, I think I would have remembered seeing you before. Don't see too many oxydons, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
in our profession.
Yeah, I'm big in Halisamal, more in that area, more northern. But I'm trying to make the transition to this area a little bit more. You know what I mean?
More power to
But
you.
yeah, but yeah, your brother's
Uh,
good too. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No. My brother's not a bard, but he is a rather gifted detective. But yes. So yeah, I got this invitation a couple of weeks ago, and I've been looking forward to it ever since. I don't get out much, so every once in a while I like to uh, go out and mingle with the masses and perform here and there.
As you say this, you see a carriage approaching, which you've seen several carriages kind of come back and forth with this, but this one in particular catches your eye. I think honestly everybody here, um, uh, because as it approaches, you see a sort of like crusted over exterior of a perfectly round, cylindrical. Um, we'll say the top of the carriage. Um, seems to be driven by two horses, and you see a halfling man in a driver's cap and full on uniform, somewhat bigger ears, very like kind of like bulbous nose in the front, and then some like very wavy brown hair. Um, Pulls up right in front and doesn't get off. Just looks back at you and goes, "Are you the welded? Are you the McClelland party?"
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You are?
I'm the carriage that takes you.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
carriage that takes me, take me away.
Is there only four of you?
Apparently, yes.
Okay.
Haven't seen anyone else.
Okay. All right. Well, the good news is that there is plenty of room for three people plus a ferry. So, please, feel free to go in. And I know it is tempting, but please don't eat any of the inside. And you see the door magically kind of open, and it opens in a very like sort of like as you see a very brightly orange furnished carriage.
Is this carriage big enough for Luxodon to like get into?
I totally
Or-
forgot you were Loxodon. Totally
Yeah.
forgot. Sorry. That was a bad start.
No, you're good.
I will say at this point that is what he says. It looks like you're gonna have to like kind of duck your head in during this ride, but I also kind of feel like Kettle's used to that, maybe.
Yeah, Kettle's used to like in the situation of like sitting in awkward spaces. I imagine he gets in there and he actually sits maybe crossways in the carriage, where directly on the floor with everyone else.
So everybody has to put their feet on you. Is that what?
Yeah, basically,
Like
yeah.
you're on the floor.
It's either that or hold on to the back of the carriage.
Mhm.
And it's cold. It's cold tonight, so he's gonna make that choice.
Fantastic. Cool. The rest of you pile in as we take off. As you take off during this ride, you have an overwhelming sort of like sweet, yet somewhat like watery sort of smell fill your nostrils. As I would like everybody to roll a wisdom saving throw.
What are we doing?
Wisdom save.
A wisdom save?
Mhm.
Okay.
Roman, did you roll a nat one?
No, I rolled a nat 2 for a dirty one.
Great.
I, however, did roll a nat one.
Wow, guys.
Yo, I rolled a 9. We are that smart.
It was on a 19, and then it just rolled right over to the 1. So yes, I rolled
That's
a nat 1 on my.
No, I will say
my rolls
Go ahead.
get better from here on.
Yeah.
get him out now. Get him out now.
Get him out now. This is this is.
Yeah. I will say, Joe, I do have advantage against being charmed or frightened, so this is one of those sorts of things.
Nope.
Okay.
You guys are just taking a chunk out of the inside of this carriage. Is Winnie able to roll, Tony?
I'm not sure she's going to be able to come back, but for purpose of this, I'll just roll for her real quick.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay. Please let me know in the Discord chat if that changes. Okay.
Will do.
Well, let's do this. Let's say, as you all kind of clamor in, I think there's a certain point where the door kind of gets tricky to close, and you see the magical door sort of kind of go to close on its own, and then just gets stuck on Kettle on your feet, and you hear a. Okay, all right, you're gonna have to move your feet.
Yeah, sure. I didn't realize it was in the way. I'm sorry. Here, let me
You're good.
Yeah,
You try to. All right. This. Okay. I mean, clearly I was wrong. Someone's gonna have to get off. And for some reason, you all look at the ferry on the cart. I'm sorry. If you could like fly along or something, it's just you're taking up just the right amount of space. And we'll say for the sake of time, we'll see Winnie kind of go off in a huff. And for some reason, it's just enough to be able to close you in. And you close it. Okay, great. Just don't kick your feet or anything. And go off. You guys spend about 10 minutes in the cart with the terrible wisdom saves. You eat exactly what you're told not to eat. As you, I think with a nat 1, Roman, you're just. I mean, you've got.
I rolled a nat 1.
That's right. He
had a dirty 1.
Dirty 1 and the nat 1 for sure. You guys are.
My actual wisdom save was a 3. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you all just immediately. I think it's one of those things where Kettle, you see the other people doing it, and you're like, all right, and just go to town. Just.
What did we eat again?
It's very James and the Giant Peach-ish, but it's a cantaloupe.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. So you guys are moving. Cool. You don't feel any negative effects. It's very sweet to the point that like it'll probably go bad tomorrow. Just at that kind of like that level, that sweet spot, if you will. At
least it's not honeydew.
That's right. Cool. As you guys travel along, you guys are riding all of 10 minutes as the cart stops. And you see through this like little like kind of like this tiny little cutout window, you see the Weldon McClelland mansion. As you see it sitting in the background, this was a very nice evening. So it was very weird that all of a sudden you hear thunder rolling in the background. As the carriage ride has stopped, you hear the sound of what sounds like some sort of mechanism that should be opening the door, and it doesn't. And you just hear this like in the back, cut it. Okay, you're here. You could come out. I guess you, the elephant dude, should probably come out first.
Yes, by all means. We don't wish to step on you.
Here,
That's very kind of you.
did you?
I think. Did I what?
Why is your face so wet?
Why's my face wet?
All your faces are wet.
You know, it's the darndest thing. We just, as we were sitting here, I actually pulled out a drink for us to share as comrades, fellow performers, and your bumpy ride just caused it to spill all over us.
Oh,
And
okay.
it just
So
got
I
all of
did
our
this.
stuff checked.
I
don't want to
did this.
say,
Yeah, no,
I don't want to be that
okay, great.
person,
You know what? It's been a day, okay? I don't need to take this from you. I
don't want to leave a bad review. I was going to give you 4.5 stars anyways. I don't
Okay.
want to be
Yep.
that person.
No, I
think of
appreciate
myself
it.
as-
Could you tell me why a portion of my bench is missing as you look to the right of the big, like, sort of parts that you've taken off as part of the bench?
That was like that when we got in here.
Okay, get the fuck out.
Honestly, it's a little disappointing you didn't do an inspection beforehand.
Oh my god. All right. Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, apparently I'm in the wrong service. I need to be a bard because clearly you guys can do whatever you want. Well, it was
Oh, we
great
are the
having you.
band.
I play the spoons.
Oh,
You play the spoons?
Yeah, I play the spoons.
Oh.
It's an
me-
instrument.
It is. I mean, it totally is. I play the forks, but the spoons are good too.
You mess with me?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it has been a pleasure. Good luck in there. It's a tough crowd. And you see him get up. And the horses go off. I would like everybody to roll me a perception check, please.
It's a little better. 22 for net 20.
Okay. Nice.
You know, high or low, those are the only options.
God damn it.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Roll a 10.
Okay.
Passive perception is a 23, though.
Very nice. I will consider that. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So with the passive perception of 23 and the nat 20 that's on there, you see a very you see this house. It looks to be at least 3 stories high. You can see there are many windows, most likely to many rooms, at least on the second floor. In the background, you can see that it looks like there is rain that is kind of coming in from the south. And you actually see like a rain cloud start to kind of form over as it slowly passes. And with a nat 20, I will say you notice that the rain does not seem to hit the house, almost as if there's some sort of protective shield over it. You see there are, all of you see there are many steps leading up there, and you see this rather large hulking figure kind of silhouetted against the light of the door frame. You guys walk up the steps.
Yes.
After you.
Awesome. As you climb up the steps, you see a figure that is rather odd, very large, hulking frame, very similar to Lockstone height. How tall do you think you are, Kettle?
I would say like 7'4".
Okay, cool. So this creature's just a little bit taller, probably around 8 feet or so. You see a bald head, very big ears, protruding jaw, and you can see there's like kind of 2 sort of tusks that are kind of coming up from the side. Huge beer belly, kind of gut. And the reason why we mention that specifically is because the rest of this figure, that with a nat 20, I will give you, Tony, that you recognize as an ogre. You see that he is wearing a little, just like a little suit, kind of like a butler suit. However, the belly is clearly visible over the very small suit. As you guys come up close enough, you see the ogre kind of extends a hand and goes, "Hello, my name is Fetch. May I take your coat?" It's just extending a hand out to you guys.
Wonderful, Fetch. I'm wearing I'm probably not wearing a cloak. A coat. I'm wearing a cloak, so I will hand him my cloak and say, thank you.
Great. Turns away from you after you give him the cloak to Mycroft. "Hello, my name is Fetch. Can I take your coat?"
You may Fetch. I unfasten my. I have a cloak with a little clasp on it. It's actually a symbol of Orlon Lariathan. I
Okay.
take it off and
Thank you.
yes.
Hello.
I'm going to get that back, right?
Hello, my name is Fetch. May I take your coat? As he turns to you, Kettle.
I don't, and I think I'm not wearing a coat.
Okay.
I'm not. Would you like me to give you my dress?
Sure.
Oh, okay. And then I think Kettle just takes off his dress and gives everything to him.
You start to take off your dress. You see a woman approaching from the open doorway. Fetch. That excuse me. I'm sorry. Are you disrobing yourself in the middle of our archway?
Well, I told this fine gentleman I don't have a coat, and I just didn't know what else to give him, so I was offering what I had.
Quite honestly, you could just tell him no.
No.
He's a big.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to be a bad guest. No, I'm sorry. I don't.
Okay, and then puts his hand back up in the. Fetch. You big dumb brute. No, just get inside. I assume you are the entertainment for tonight. Yes.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Fantastic. Great. There's only 3 of you. There's no more coming. Just that's fine.
There was a 4th, and she kind of flew off in a huff when she was told she had to get out of the carriage.
Yeah, your carriage driver really just absolutely was really mean to her, actually.
My carriage driver.
Yes.
Well,
I don't know if it was your carriage driver. The carriage driver who was sent to pick us up was very rude. Not a people person at all.
That can't be true. But nevertheless, it is good that you're here. And goes, come. Doesn't wait for you to come in, just walks straight through, expecting you to follow. This is well, actually, I'll give you, because she hasn't introduced herself. You see a woman probably in her early 50s. You see a very dark purple overcoat with a very modest dark red dress underneath. You see silver pearls on her neck, long fingers with some like deep red fingernails. And you see the frown lines that are so engraved that she looks like she is perpetually upset the whole time. Please come in. Make sure to wipe off your feet before. Welcome to the Weldon McClelland estate. My name is Leanna Shrew. I am the one that sent missives out to get what seems to be only you 3 I assume that you are quite good, otherwise you wouldn't have answered.
Madam, I
Are
assure
you?
you, 3 is more than enough. After a single performance from one of us, you will forget that you ever could dream of anything more spectacular or grand in your life.
Hmm. I'd rather doubt that, but thank you for the soliloquy. As the door shuts behind, as you guys are fully in the mansion. As you walk into the mansion, I will have you guys roll a perception check as Leanna is explaining the guidelines for the evening.
21.
All right.
Nice.
Can I? No, I'm just gonna do straight perception. Okay.
Finally, a decent roll. 25.
Fantastic. Okay, cool.
I got another 18.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
looking.
you guys
I'm
are
looking
rolling
for
really well.
opportunities. I get advantage if I use my trunk or sense of smell on sort of
I mean,
checks, some checks.
Go for
I
it.
just don't know how it would be useful in this situation. I was like, can I smell the food for something? Or
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. You all rolled really high though. 18, 25, and what was the other one?
I
21.
think.
21. Awesome. Very cool. With all of those rolls, you see that you are in kind of this front foyer area where you see there's a very large fireplace that is facing the front door. You see the fireplace is lit. You see with your significantly good perception checks, you see there is what looks to be some unopened mail on the mantelpiece and one piece of what looks like opened mail. It is a ways away from Leanna, but as she kind of sort of walks to the Great Hall, it'll give you kind of a time to be able to kind of take a peek at it. And I'll say with the ones that rolled at 20s, you see a letter that is addressed to Weldon McClelland, and a return address that says Liberty State House. Attention, Bumblebee Pruitt. You also notice that over the mantelpiece is a very large family portrait. Family portrait, you see there is a man standing in the center. Has very like is a man most likely in his mid to late 50s, but very, very well dressed, long flowing gray hair, very much a silver fox type of look to this guy. Very clean shaven beard, piercing. He has green eyes. Did I forget to? Yes, I did forget to mention. Leanna has blue eyes.
Can I use a spell I can't pronounce? Prestidigitation. Create a. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to say that, but
That's
create
okay. Prestidigitation, if you wanted to know.
Sure, that one too.
Yes.
But use a puff of air. I'm going to blow the mail down and pick it up and try and palm the open envelope to read later.
Ooh, I love
Nice.
it. Please roll a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Well, it's a good thing there's advantage. So 15 with advantage.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, cool. She doesn't see it. So you do palm that. I assume you're going to read that later. I assume because there will be a period of time when I actually make. Well, I assume you're going to read that later.
I hope to read it later. I won't read it in front of her after I
Right.
palm it, but the intent is definitely to read it at a later time.
Very cool. Awesome. Go ahead.
No, I have nothing to say. I'm just laughing.
Oh, okay.
I love this. I'm like, we're gonna walk in. We're gonna steal your mail. I love that.
Right out of the gate. Yep.
And then
You know what
read
this
it in
is.
front of you.
Yeah.
Talk about a power move.
Power move. You guys are really vying for combat. Cool. Coming back to the family portrait, you see what you presume to be Weldon McClelland, the master of the house. In the center of the portrait, you see there is a younger boy to the side, very like sallow face, like kind of silvery black hair, almost like a younger version of his father's hair, piercing blue eyes. A lot of piercing, but mostly just you get what I'm saying. Blue eyes. You see a look of kind of like a disdain on his face, in a very like hoity-toity type of way. And then you see a woman. I'd actually like. Let's see. I think we're gonna have Roman out of this. I would like actually. I would like Kettle and Mycroft to roll an investigation check for me on this portrait.
Okay.
Investigation.
I'll say investigation or insight. I think they both would actually make sense here.
18.
Nice.
I keep rolling. I've rolled 3 different dice, and I've gotten 18 3 times. That's freaky.
Nice.
Okay.
You both rolled 18?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. You do notice that in this portrait, I'd say specifically, most likely, I think maybe Mycroft knows more on this, but this portrait looks a little off because the other woman in the photo isn't really lined up with the rest of them. She seems a little bit, just the tiniest bit off to the side. Whether you assume that to be, a poor posing for the portrait or the poor painting job from the painter, you see another figure, a woman with very dark brown hair, very conventionally attractive, kind of big, deep lips, looks significantly younger than Weldon. However, does seem to look like an adult, and is posed in a very natural sort of pose, like she's probably had a portrait or two painted already in this pose.
Can I take a closer look?
Sure.
At the painting?
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm seeing if this figure was painted over another person who was in the picture before. Because you said something was off, and I'm like thinking, and since she is significantly younger than Weldon, that maybe Mrs. Weldon was unceremoniously killed or
tell me how you're doing this, how you're perceiving whether this has been painted over.
I'm just going to go up as if I'm admiring the painting.
Mm-hmm.
And asking a question. Who is this young lady in the picture here? I assume that the young boy is Weldon's son, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
That is 7, yes.
And who is this young lady here? And and I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to determine the point. If
I love it. I think with this, roll me a separate investigation check.
Okay.
But I think that was perfect. As you're doing this, you see, I think, as you're looking at the painting, I think the other two of you see kind of a lip curl a little bit. That is Evangeline. She is the new wife of the McClelland estate. Evangeline Tangerine Melon -Melon, I guess, and kind of rolls her eyes.
Okay. I got a 12 on my investigation.
Cool.
I mean, I'm rolling shitty right now. So
it's all right. It's
you.
hard to tell from this point of view. But yeah, it's difficult. You do know that they're based on what Leanna just said. This is the second wife.
Okay. Thank you. And those are the only 3 in the picture?
Yes, that is Selin McClelland and Evangeline Tangerine -Melon.
Okay. Right. Excuse me.
Is there anything else, or can I continue with what I was saying?
No, you may continue on. I was just admiring the painting. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yes, it's a fine painting. Go ahead, Matt. You were gonna say something.
Can Kettle's interested to know is she annoyed at us and is wanting to go on, or is she annoyed at the topic of Evangeline?
Roll an
in
insight
this
check.
moment. Yeah. That's a nat 20.
Okay, cool. Well, with a nat 20, I can tell you both.
Okay.
But definitely seems also annoyed with any conversation involving Evangeline.
Okay. Like annoyed, like in the term. And by the way, is this Leanna that we're talking to right
This
here?
is Leanna. Yeah.
Okay. And Leanna is represented in the picture as well, correct?
No,
Did I
Leanna
hear
is
that
not
correctly?
represented in the picture.
Leanna's not.
And I think in the introduction, actually, she didn't really introduce herself in a good way. So I'll kind of put it this way. So, as I was saying, my name is Len Shrew. I am Weldon's assistant and business partner. He is very excited for you to be here for his birthday party. Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't know you, but he's excited to have guests that is able to build a performance. Just to be clear, I hope that you all haven't had any sort of group routine, because the evening is going to be more set on who is better, who wows the crowd the most. Like I said, I will offer you the amount listed in the letter. Those who win will win 100 gold pieces, and for each performer, you will be given 10 gold pieces for your time.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I produced the letter that I received, and I was point out that for winning this competition was stated as 600 gold pieces. And the prize and the sum that we were each to receive showing up tonight was 30 gold pieces.
Give me that. Takes it from you. At this point, you hear footsteps start to approach as Leanna starts to read. Oh, for fuck's sake. Weldon, and you see a man who is actually coming up anyways, kind of peer into view. He's even more attractive in person, y'all. I don't know how to put this, but dude has swagger. Get what I'm saying? Walks in, you see a very kind of relaxed form walks into the room. Weldon, what is this? Yes. Well, I mean, it is for my birthday party. I made a few changes. Is that okay? Leanna just kind of goes back. Fine. Kind of tries to kind of roll it up, but rolls it up. Actually, no, would naturally roll it up and just kind of give it back to you. Fine. 600 gold pieces for the person that wins, and 30 gold pieces for everyone else. It's a good thing there's only 3 of them, huh, Weldon? I mean, the more the merrier. Hey, everybody. My name is Weldon. It's good to meet you. You hear a little bit of a pause after he says his name, assuming that there's going to be some sort of reaction to him.
Kettle instantly jumps into it. Oh, it's so great. It's so great to meet you, Weldon. So fantastic to meet you. I just want to say I've heard all about you, your lovely melons. I'm just such a big fan of your melons as well. Just thank you for welcoming us to your wonderful home. And what does that smell? What cologne is that you're wearing this evening? It's just absolutely intoxicating.
Oh, it's lovely that you notice. It is actually my I've paid a cologne company to make my own sort of private set. I call it Melons.
Custom melon cologne. A man that knows what he wants. That's just absolutely just so wonderful to see in this day and age. Just a man that absolutely has a vision. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Leanna, I have to say, I know there's no one's performed yet, but I like this one. What's your name?
I like you. Oh, my name is Kettle. And I'm taking quite a shine to you as well. Win, lose, or draw, maybe we have a friendship quickly coming on our hands.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, if you would show Colonel and his friends to the green room, I'm very excited. I'm not supposed to know that you're coming. So, and you see him kind of just walk off into. Actually, you see him walk up the stairs. You all roll really high in the perception check of this room. As he walks up the stairs, what you notice is that a lot of this foyer area is beautiful, very, very rich, clearly from money. As you walk up the stairs, you notice that there's actually a missing spoke. Is it a spoke? There's a missing spoke in the banister that leads up to the second floor. Looks like there's, can anyone confirm you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know if it's called spoke but yeah, I know, I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
I think I said last time I ran this one shot, I'm going to find out exactly what that's called, and here we are. So you guys notice that as he heads upstairs, and Leanna just kind of just watches him go up. Okay, well, we've already wasted so much time. Please follow me. Turns and walks away, assuming that you're following her. As you guys come into the Great Dining Hall. The Great Dining Hall you see is probably the most illustrious part of this mansion. You see it is about 50 feet high and I believe about 50 feet across, 50 to 60 feet across. You see there is tables that are already lined up in this kind of like dinner theater type of setting. And you see that directly ahead is a full-blown stage. Standing probably about maybe like 40 feet across. And you can see there's actually like curtains that are holding it up to the side. And you see there's a little side entrance staircase that you would assume goes to the green room. Leanna just kind of points and goes, well, there you are. There's the green room. You can prepare anything you need to prepare. Let's see, what else? Fetch! You see her kind of turn around, and about 10 seconds go by, and you hear those. Fetch, make sure you get anything that they need. Fetch will be your servant for the evening. Good luck. And she turns and walks away. Fetch goes, oh, the green room. Do you need anything?
I would go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Do you have any candy here?
Oh, candy.
Yes, candy.
Oh, yeah. For you?
I would love just some green candy. Can you just give me some green candy? It has to be green. That's on my rider. I only eat green candy before a show. It's very important. It's something that really centers me before a performance, that I can give positive energy into the world. I intake positive so that I can exude positive.
Remind me to tell you a real life story after of that. I hate you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
All good. Just brought up a horrible memory. That's fine.
Okay.
The DM's throwing up the X card now.
Yeah. Cool. He goes, okay, green.
Also,
yeah.
excuse me, Fetch. Yes, I will need 4 12-ounce bottles of water to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. No more than 4, no less than 4. Part of my rider. Also, I specifically requested a bowl of red M&Ms.
You guys are killing me. You're getting sick.
If you could find them, that'd be great. He needs green candies. I need red M&Ms. So yes, if you could find those, that'd be great. But I will tell you, you may think that people are being like, they put these things in their riders, in their clauses in their contract. The reason they do that is to make sure that the people have read the contract, because people have a specific setup that they need to have happen, and how the stage is supposed to be put together and everything. By putting those in, they know who's read the contract. So it may seem like they're being hoity-toity, but they're actually making sure that the people read the contract, because the stage has to be set, for some bands, the stage has to be set up a certain way, and so if it's not, because they didn't read the contract. So if they go into their dressing room and there's not red M&Ms and 4 bottles of chilled water. Oh, I know it sounds like you're being pretentious. They really aren't.
Yeah.
I love Fetch. Just show us you're playing.
Yeah.
Everybody else sees the glass totally go over. Fetch's that. All right.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need water?
4 12-ounce bottles of water chilled to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. If you could do that for me, Peach, do that for me, would you please? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Turns away from Roman. Roman, feel free to say anything, but there's like a level of like his head's already exploding.
Glazed over.
Yeah.
I'll say, and I'm going to need a drink, a strong one, and whatever candy these chuckleheads won't eat, give it to me.
Could it be water?
Water's not a candy, but no, strong whiskey.
No,
much stronger than water. So think water and then go strong.
You said drink. I said water. Water is drink.
Strong drink.
Strong water. Okay. Red and green M&Ms.
Just red M&Ms and green candy. Well, if you have red and green M&Ms, I think the green M&Ms would satisfy his condition. Yes.
They will, as long as you can guarantee they do not touch the red M&Ms. I do not want the energy to be transferred over from the red M&Ms to the green M&Ms. It's vitally important.
Okay. Yeah.
When Fetch, can you count to 4?
Yeah.
We are bullies. We bullied the carriage driver. We are the worst. We are putting bad names out there for bards, and now we're just generally artists in general.
Fetch has been from. I've played this. I've played this one shot. I think this might be the 4th time. Fetch it's run the gamut. Fetch has been like everybody's crowd favorite. Fetch has been the lightning rod. You see Fetch just not answer you and just walk away.
Okay. It'll be fun
so-
to see how many bottles he brings back, if any.
Yeah.
If I were him, I
see-
wouldn't even come back.
um,
Guys
Yeah,
are nuts.
so you see a door in front of you. I assume you guys open the door. Cool. So you open the door and you see there is a very, very dim lit room. You can see there is actually one kind of a sconce that is kind of in the back corner that has been lit with two very small candles. Not nearly enough for to fully light up this room. It is kind of like the prep room, and you see that you actually see the curtain itself. So it's not really a green room; it's just a backstage. You see there is a single table that's like an end table sort of thing, and one chair. You also see there is a dusty piano that seems to be very much pushed to the corner of the backstage. That's all you see right now.
What kind? Does it smell musty? Is there a musty smell to this, or
100%.
Okay, so this room hasn't seen a lot of use.
No.
Okay. Oh, isn't this cheery? What do you say we spruce things up a bit? The piano, and I also cast Prestidigitation.
Okay.
Start cleaning the dust off and the dirt, and and then I play a few notes to see how in tune or out of tune it is.
Cool. So you start to clean off the dust and dirt around. I would like you to roll as you're the one that's kind of doing this action, I want to give this to you. So we'll say, Mycroft, please give me a investigation check, please.
Okay. God damn it. 15.
15.
Not bad.
Cool. Yeah, that's not bad.
I rolled a 6.
You go to play one of the keys, and you hear two sounds come out. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
I could, yes. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. It's not in tune at all. Okay. Shit's clean.
It is clean. Definitely not in tune. I opened up a whole program just so I could play my piano for that one part. If you guys want dedication, there it is.
Okay. No, I love it. I love it.
Wait, did you say a 16 on the perception check?
I got a 15 in my
15?
investigation because I rolled a 6.
15 would do it. Yeah, 15 would do it. As you start to kind of clean the dust up, you notice that there is the dust seems to come up, and you see there is a little bit, just a tiny bit of light that seems to that you don't notice until the dust kind of comes up and the follicles kind of represent it. That seems to be coming from a wall to the very far other side of the backstage. It looks like a wall, but you notice there must be some cracks.
Can I get to the wall can I get behind the piano?
Yeah.
To the
You
wall?
get behind
Okay.
the piano, you go to the wall. What would you like to do to that wall?
I'm going to investigate the wall to, kind of see if I can or move it and see what's behind this wall. Oh, gentlemen, I think I found something over here. I don't know.
Are you sure you should be messing with that wall? Is that a door or?
Well, there's some light coming from behind it, and I don't know. but I'm going to try to see what it is.
Maybe it's the green room within the green room. Maybe, yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps that is the green room that we were promised. Because obviously this is not a green. Is it even? Are the walls even green?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. I don't know what a green room is. A green room is supposed to be green.
You know how many green rooms I've seen that aren't green, right? Every time. There's no green in green rooms. It's crazy.
I'm gonna go behind the piano and try to, can I see what's behind the wall? Just
So you go to try to figure out a way to move the wall, and you actually feel it kind of shift in your hands as you feel it kind of being this sliding sort of panel.
Okay.
And you slide the panel out. And you see it's just enough room for an average, size humanoid creature. But just a single one, and that's it. You see the reason why you're actually able to see light coming from there is because there are two eye hole shaped holes that if you look through them, you can see they're going to the dining room, or excuse me, the dining hall.
Oh.
So when he's looking at walls, Roman's gonna be like, "Yeah, walls, great. They have walls," and he's gonna be reading that letter that I pulled earlier.
Very cool.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go into the room.
Yeah.
It's just big enough for one person, you said, or is it?
Mm-hmm. And just barely.
Just barely. And I'm going to look through the holes. And we saw the dining hall from
walking through it.
Yeah, from walking through. So where are these eye holes in relation? If I remember correctly, where what I'm looking at? Am I looking at the stage?
You actually are looking straight out to the audience. This is actually like an old-timey sort of like audience thing to be able to check through.
Okay.
Check to see.
Oh, yes, I guess that would
like
make sense because the curtain is right here for the stage. And okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So.
And we'll handle that in a second, but actually I'm going to handle this letter because that was a
yes,
grab.
By all means.
Cool. Hold on one second. Okay. So you open the mail that you grabbed in your hand, Roman, and you see you read this. Dear Master Weldon, it has come to our attention that you are behind on your taxes to the city this year. This was a simple oversight on your part, I'm sure. Please send the funds totaling 32,301 gold pieces to the Liberty State House by the end of the week. Sincerely yours, Bumblebee Pruitt.
All right.
At this moment, as you look into the holes, for Mycroft, you see the dining hall immediately, and you kind of get the idea of like, oh, okay, cool, this is what this is. But you also see people starting to file in. So the first person you see is a young man, probably out maybe in his early 20s. Kind of walks in with the very not to be crass, but like pelvis forward, if you get the idea of that walk.
Yep.
Where it's like a little leaned back. You see he's very, very thin shape, very thin cheeked. You see blue eyes and kind of wispy, almost silver hair. And you immediately recognize that this must be Selin McClelland. He grabs a chair in the back that looks to be next to what must be Weldon's chair, as it is a little bit more adorned and bigger than everyone else's. And it is in a separate table further back. You see him kind of sit there and just put his feet directly up on the table, full tablecloth and everything, as he is just cleaning his fingernails and waiting. You see a woman. Enter's not the right word. Float's a better word. You see a woman float into the room, and you might as well be Lady in Red playing in the background. You see the hair seems to like move up from nowhere as if a fan's blowing it from someplace. You see You see very dark, slightly auburn-like hair, brown eyes, deep red lipstick, wearing a rather revealing dress, a very dark red dress. Very voluptuous figure comes up and looks at Selen, and you hear kind of like whispered words between them both. You see Selen kind of just scoff and just take his feet off the table, and you hear the phrase, "He's not even here yet."
Did I
After that,
hear what? Could I happen to catch what she whispered to him?
I don't think you caught what she whispered to him, but it seemed like it was most likely something like, "You
Okay,
should
just
probably take
telling
your
him
feet
to,
off
yeah,
Mhm.
you're an ass. Don't be an ass.
Yeah. Seemed. I would say the important point is the idea of Selen basically scoffing at her.
Yeah. Now,
Go ahead.
I am able to read lips
Oh, okay.
if I
great.
understand the language.
Yep.
He's spoken.
So it was definitely spoken common. So that's good to know. You see. Please.
I don't know
it's
how
your-
far away they are, so I mean, I can.
No, you definitely. If you can see the lips, then you're good. That's the thing on that. You see. Please, Selen, not on your father's birthday. And then you see kind of an exchange of like, what? It's your feet, darling. If you could please just take them off the table. And then you hear loudly, he's not even here yet. You see a couple other people file in. Basically, the DM's way of filling the room. No one worthy of note until you see another couple walk in. Both of them holding arm clutched in arm as they're walking in a way that almost looks like someone's holding someone else up, and you're not really sure which one is which. This is a very elderly looking couple. The first one you see is a man dressed in a very old, kind of dusty military type coat, holding a cane that you can see his hand is just doing this the whole time as he's making each movement forward. You see a shaven face, kind of the wisps of hair that are left seem to be kind of combed over in a very nice sort of pattern. And clutching on for dear life or holding him up, it's hard to tell, is another woman that looks, I'll just put it this way. You see an older woman with glasses that make her eyes way too big. So like Harry Potter, Professor Trelawney sort of like level of like just giant looking eyes going through that you can see is having trouble like taking in the whole dining hall. Does the old woman like looking around sort of thing at everything and blinking a lot. You see a green shawl draped around her shoulders, especially long kind of like long grandma fingers. And you see as she seems to say something, this is actually really funny. As you see, she tries to say something to what you presume to be her husband. You cannot read the lips because her teeth immediately start to fall out past the gums.
Okay.
Which really distracts you there. And you just see the old man just kind of nod and just like look around as they make their way to a table. Their table is separate from what you presume to be Weldon's table.
Okay. I'm going to rejoin the others now, and
Okay.
I'm just watching this parade, but just people filing in.
Yeah.
Very strange. There's no exit. Before I leave, I'm going to check to make sure there's no other entrance to this little room besides the one we.
Oh, great question. No, there's nothing else in this little tiny room.
Otherwise they'd have to come through the green room to get to this little
right
area. So I just wanted to make sure that there was no other entrance or egress to or from this little room?
Yes, it is very odd. It is only one sort of space there. There is a fire chief would lose his mind backstage here.
Okay.
Uh,
definitely not. It's not up to code. Definitely.
No, not even close. Not even close. Not even fantasy code. Yeah, not even fantasy code. Yeah, maybe 1870s code. Fantastic. Cool. And you guys have time to be able to prepare for your act. This is a second where we can kind of take a moment to be able to explain. You all are going to have a moment to be able to do an act in front of the crowd of people. So this will be really fun. You can feel free to have fun with this as much as you want. If you want to be just very general with it, that's fine too. But I encourage you to try to get as creative as you can, and maybe kind of try to incorporate maybe a little bit about what makes your character a little different in that. So as you guys are planning that out, you hear a lot of noise as you see people are starting to kind of file in. You assume that there's probably about maybe 15 to 20 people here. I'm going to make a point as a DM to explain the only people that are important to this are the people that I mentioned. There's no like secret like, it was the guy you didn't ask about the whole time. That's not me.
Good.
You eventually hear Liana Shrew's voice as she tells everybody to pipe down and to welcome our guest of honor. And you hear a bunch of clapping as you assume Weldon McClelland's making his entrance. You then hear a clink of glass, some voices. You hear dinner is carrying on. And I would say that is the amount of time that you guys can kind of prepare. You do hear a very like heavy on the door of the backstage.
Yeah. Can I before we do that, can I just ask one question real quick? Because I want to make sure.
Please.
Does Mycroft or I apologize, I'm still learning your characters' names. Does Minecraft or Roman share any of the information that they got just now with Kettle?
Yeah, I mean, I came in, I said, there's eye holes that you can look out at the crowd.
Oh.
Back in that little room. It's only big enough for you might not even fit.
You'd be surprised. Yeah. No offense taken. I know my limitations.
But yes, I saw the son and the new wife come in, and then this couple came in very well dressed. They were very frail, but yeah. But I was just watching some of the crowd file in. Yeah. Like it's going to be a decent sized house, so yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Maybe we can.
What's that?
It's a weird architectural choice to have that little hidey hole room. Seems
I think
out of place.
I think sometimes having been, I've started life out as a common thief. And then I was caught red-handed once by a priest of Corlan Letharian, and he brought me into the temple of Corlan Letharian, and I became a priest for a very short time. Because I found the life very restricting. So I was supposed to take a vow of silence for 6 months. I sang every day. I couldn't myself. And so he realized that I'm not cut out for the priesthood. So got me enrolled in the local bardic college. And, so I became a bard after that. And, mastered my performance skills there. But yes, I tell them all, I say, this might have been, where, I don't know, somebody important who didn't want to be noticed, or would watch the crowd, perhaps it's when I was doing my thievery, we would have lookouts watching the crowd, and then as we asked for tips, we would pocket or two do that. So maybe that's what that's all about. Maybe they had some sort of communication going on. It's an old theater. I mean, the room hasn't seen use in God knows how long, so it could be any number of reasons why they have this little hidey hole.
Absolutely. I mean, if we started to just try to guess and get into the eccentric minds of the money at this point in the game, I mean, these are probably not the only eye holes they have throughout the whole place, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm sure that they do. Yes.
I'm not sure how much money we have, and then I'll show them the letter. I think our benefactor might be a little poorer than he lets on. We probably should have got paid up front.
Well, we shall see. Maybe our performance will bring in enough money to pay how much does he owe?
Oh, 32 something thousand gold.
Are you shitting me? Oh my
Don't have that
God!
lying around.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
If I had my other coat, I would show you mine, but I'm afraid
Oh, jeez.
I left it in my other outfit.
No, I don't have anywhere close to that amount. Hopefully, these people are paying like 5,000 gold a head for this party, and we're the entertainment, so we better be damn good.
Oh, I intend to be. Quick out of character question.
Yeah, go for it.
The performance. It can be any type of performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I wanted to tell a joke. Does the joke have to be entirely clean, or can it be PG-13?
Absolutely not. I prefer it not.
Please tell me you're telling the aristocrats joke.
No, not quite, but a good one.
So at this point, you hear
Oh yes, that's right. We before we were so rudely interrupted, we interrupted the interruption. Okay.
Are you still in there?
Oh, Fetch, come on in.
Yes,
come on in.
Come on in. Yes.
Opens the door. I don't fit.
Fetch, here, hand them to me and I'll hand them out amongst the group. You got what we asked for, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well, I got it. Here you go. Gives you one Poland Spring water bottle filled with red M&Ms. Here you go.
Great. Oh, this is great. Mycroft, this is yours. This is yours.
Yeah. Green M&Ms.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you. It's in a Polish. You found another Poland Spring bottle to put these in. That's nice. You must have been finding empty bottles all night. That's so great. I hope it wasn't dirty.
I got another one.
Thank you so much.
Gives you a bottle that you can see they're pink and it says M on them. Somehow he found pink M&Ms.
Oh, okay. Roman, did you ask for pink M&Ms? I think these are yours.
No.
I think he assumed that you wanted pink.
They look delicious.
Great. And then there's this one.
Oh, okay. Some more. Okay, fantastic.
There's just water.
This is just water. Is this the strong water? Just water. Okay.
It's just water.
Okay. Minecraft, you can have this as well. I love that we're handing them one at a time.
Is it chilled?
Yeah. No. Not at all. Not at all. You see him give you another one. Another one.
Are these all?
Another one.
Are these more water?
He just gives you one at a time. He gives you 38 water bottles.
I keep getting them and I keep handing them. Oh, fantastic!
Okay.
I'm going to work up
start making a fort.
There's 34.
Minecraft is good that you found that space. We might need the extra room.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Indeed.
This is 34.
Oh, 34. Yes, thank you so much. That's a lot of water. You did a really good job, Fetch.
This is 34.
That's 34 as well. You counted 34.
Mhm.
Fantastic. That's great. That's so good. Yes. Do you
And
have
then
34
here's this.
again, Fetch?
No, this is a beer.
Oh, this is the beer. Okay. I think this is going to
That's mine.
is this oh this is
Roman's just
Roman.
gonna
Oh, there you go,
be like
Roman.
It said
There you go,
it said,
Roman.
it said whiskey on it.
The beer is a whiskey.
Did you brush
Well,
it
it
by
said-
whiskey? This is beer, sir.
It said you go to taste it. It's straight up whiskey. He gave you a pint of whiskey. What do you think is beer? It said
You
whiskey
are
on it.
a scholar and a gentleman who is highly underutilized.
Yes,
Thank you,
uh,
thank you, thank you.
I'm going to pull out a gold piece from my pouch. Fetch
What do you want
the-
me to
for
do
the-
that?
the service. It was fantastic. Everything
Okay.
exactly right.
Where do you want me to put this? And he takes it from me.
Oh, this is for you.
You see a tear goes to go down his cheek at this.
Oh.
Oh. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry that I
Fully
misjudged
eats
you.
it.
Is that
Fully eats it. Fully eats it.
Fully eats it. Just eats the coin.
Fully
Yeah.
eats it. Just one, just whole.
No, that's not okay.
okay?
Yes.
Don't worry,
ate
it'll
it.
come out later.
This is the best day of my life.
He didn't even stutter when he chomped down on it. He ate it.
What?
Okay. No, Fetch, thank you so much for your time.
Yes,
Okay.
We
Thank
may
you.
ask for more water later.
Go.
I doubt it.
Goes and walks off. As you hear the dinner glasses still clinking, things like that, you hear someone from the crowd shout out, "And dessert!" And you know that it's getting close to the time
Okay.
of the performance.
However, I will use prestidigitation watered down to 38 Fahrenheit
Fantastic.
because I can
All
do
38 bottles?
that. Yes, all 38 bottles. Why not?
Fantastic.
You know, and I'll hand them out to people. You know, if you want some water to wash down that whiskey,
No thanks. I prefer to wash it down with whiskey.
I open the bottle of red M&Ms and I out in my hand and I
Just
eat a little handful before I.
just gets all over the floor.
Jesus. Okay. Sorry about that.
All right.
I
cool.
will. Yes, I will. Use the time to prepare and drink at least one bottle of water before I go out on stage. Do we have an order that? Did we have an order that we are supposed to? I mean, are we not obviously all going out there at once? Are we, or are we?
Roll initiative.
For
Is everybody?
if you nope,
Oh,
can you hear me?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear you, man.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep. From Leanna Shu just basically assumed that you guys are probably going one at a time. But I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. As you hear the clinking start to stop, you notice that the from under the curtain, you notice that the lights start to get dimmer. As you hear a ladies and gentlemen, now, what do you want me to say? And you maybe possibly hear this. Now introducing tonight's entertainment. You hear people start to clap along. Roll initiative, everybody.
I
You got 5?
Nice. 5, 4,
Got a 19.
19. All right. Cool.
Can
So
I choose? Can I choose to go last?
I will allow that. I think the highest gets to choose.
Okay,
The rest,
I will
but
go.
the rest
I
have to
will
go
go
in order.
last.
Very
Go
cool.
last.
Mr. Roman, you are first. You step out onto the stage, and you hear the crowd go into a hush.
all right. I'm gonna go out there with my whiskey, pop a few pink M&Ms, and tell a joke. So last month I was visiting the town of Port Haven, drinking at my favorite tavern, Bob's
What?
Waters Bay. Bob's Waters. I can't be too loud, so I'll pretend I speak up. But
Yeah, no, sorry, that was in character.
No,
What?
I would speak up. I won't do it here because of
What?
reasons. But I'm going to say I'm at my favorite tavern, and I'm drinking my favorite scotch when the
Who is
bartender,
this guy?
a dwarven man, comes up to me and he says, "Do you see that ship out there, laddie? I built that ship with my own 2 hands. But do they call me Seamus the shipwright? No. And you see this bar here, laddie? I built this bar with my own 2 hands. But do they call me Seamus the carpenter? No. But you fuck one goat." That'll be my
Yeah, I've heard variations I've heard variations on a theme of that joke.
love this
Please,
so much.
please roll me a performance check with advantage.
First one's a nat 20, so I'm not going to re-roll a nat 20.
Raucous applause. I don't have a laugh track, surprisingly, so I don't have a thing for people laughing. But you do hear a woman, an older woman in the audience, just going, "Oh, is he dead? Okay, yeah, okay," and just claps a little bit longer than everybody else. But fantastic, very, very nice, very cool. Short and sweet and to the point. I love it. I'll say, as you're doing this, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
21. I'm getting really good rolls.
Yeah, you are. Holy cow. With a 21, you see, you can actually see Weldon from the back. And you see, from the vantage point of where you're at, it looks like Evangeline is on Weldon's right, and you can see Sellen's on Evangeline's left. Excuse me, Weldon's left. And you can see Weldon is like full, like head tilted straight back, laughing straight up at the ceiling. Very, very impressed with it. With the 21, you also see there is the older couple that we met before. The man you see is laughing, but looks to be looking around a lot. And I would say with a 20, I mean, it's up to you whether or not he could be pretending to laugh because he didn't hear the joke, or he's just looking around at everybody. But very cool, awesome. And you take your bow, and you can go back
Leave the stage.
behind the stage. Fantastic, very cool. Cool. You go to the back entrance. Do the rest of you say anything to him?
That was so good, Roman. I've never you did not slay, you massacred that crowd.
Thank you. I'm sure I just warmed them up for your performance.
I mean, tough act to follow following that. I don't know about warmed up. You just absolutely demolished them. You destroyed. Fantastic. So good. So good.
At this point, you hear jeers. Where's the next person? Is that it?
I guess the office calls. And then Kettle will walk on stage.
Pick a leg.
Thank you. Okay. So Kettle will walk on stage. I want to give like a little bit of I've been thinking about this a little bit today.
Go for it.
I want to give a little bit of context for this, just so that I can hopefully build a little bit of a picture in y'all's head as to what I'm aiming for. Has anyone seen the movie The Big Lebowski?
Of course.
I have seen bits and pieces of it. I've never sat down and watched the entire film, but I am familiar.
Halfway through, there's a performance by his landlord. That's the inspiration for this scene. So, sorry, Joe. So what you see is Kettle walk to the middle of the stage. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be up here next. I'm just thrilled to be here. I just want to say, this is an original piece made specifically for this night in honor of Mr. McClelland. I am just absolutely honored to be here today, sir, and share my talents and hopefully help us all transcend together.
What? This guy's giant.
You see Kettle pull his gong from his back and put it in front of him. And he still has his drum to his side hanging off of a thing. And what you see him do is he sits there and he just goes, "Melons?" And he spins his disc. He spins his gong as it makes that sound. Woof, woof, woof. And he runs to one side of the stage and he goes, bangs his drum and he goes, "Citrus!" And he runs to the next side of the stage past his gong as this surfer thing. And he hits his drum again. "Sweets!" Runs to the next stage. Hits his drum again. "Tarts!" And he runs back to the other side of the stage. And it just sour. And then he runs to the next side of the stage. Hits his drum again. And he goes, "Rancid." And then he goes back to the other stage and he hits his drum and he goes, "Decay." And then he goes back to the other side of the stage and he hits his drum and he goes, "Life." And then he goes back to the other side of the stage and hits his drum and he just keeps going back and forth and he keeps making these grand proclamations. As he does so, at some point he ends up, as a bonus action, casting. He ends up using bardic inspiration and doing one of his tales. As you see, smoke kind of come out as he also casts prestidigitation. And he also kind of tells this tale of the runaway as he talks about those running away from melon and farming and agricultural produce and the infinite possibilities it produces, it allows us in this world, while also running back and forth, sweating. And then he just comes to the middle of the stage and an eruption of spirits come out of his backside and he just goes, "Rhine," and he collapses to the stage.
There is a heavy silence. Please roll a performance check with advantage.
I also want to do another thing, and I don't know if you'll let me do this, Joe, but performance check.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. That's the first one. Okay, I rolled an 18. You said performance?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be an 18 for a total of, what is that, 20? Can't math, 24.
24. Fantastic. Awesome. There is a. Did you want to do something before the result?
I kind of do. My so with the feat I took the telepathy feat, which allows me once a day to cast detect thoughts without well, hold on. Is detect thoughts a touch spell? It says it's cast on self. It says it's cast on self. I'm not seeing a range on it.
Here, 1 second.
If
it does say self, that's not a good.
See within 30 feet of you. It's something you can see within 30 feet.
Yeah.
But with the telepathic feat, you can cast it without components. So I'm assuming that's kind of like meta magic where you can do a subtle. Okay. So I would love to.
Yeah, I'll allow
I would love to cast detect thoughts on McClelland if he's within 30 feet of me.
Weldon McClelland?
Yes, Weldon McClelland. Yes,
Weldon McClelland's gelatin melons.
absolutely.
Yes, fantastic. So as you're doing that, you hear this stunned silence for a second, and then you start to see people get up and just clap. I think you most likely have done that like in some capacity in other stages, and it doesn't quite work. But for here, it definitely worked. Fantastic. You cast Detect Thoughts on Weldon McClelland. As you cast Detect Thoughts, you hear... Let me think on that. I think you hear from Weldon, man, I really wish we could pay these guys more. That's what you hear.
Okay. I'm assuming I don't know what Detect Thoughts. If you can do an insight to like know if it's like, is it that he feels like he's lacking money that he wishes he could pay us more? Like it's sort of verifying the suspicions that we had before going on, or is it more we're just doing such a good job he wish 600 is not enough?
I think you get the idea of it's slightly both.
Okay.
I think it's probably more the second one. It's the second one actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the second one. Cool. Very nice. Awesome. So you exit backstage, come back. Does anyone say anything in this moment?
Excellent job. Excellent job.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That means so much from you, Minecraft. I really appreciate it.
You're bullshitting me now, and I know this now.
Not at all.
You've said the same thing to everybody that you've met, so don't just give it a rest.
In here, I thought we were fast friends, but
we are friends, but I don't need the buttering up. I know you. I know you don't mean it. You've said the same thing to everybody in various and sundry forms.
No problem. Roman, I love buttering up. You can butter me up all you want.
This is a very Larry David like type of experience right now. It's like, you don't need to.
You don't need it. Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry. I never meant to make you feel like you were being buttered up.
I just so sometimes it's too effusive, and it doesn't seem sincere when it's too effusive like so. If ever you wish to pay me a sincere compliment, I will take it. But oh God, I've heard of you. Yes, I've heard of you. Never heard of me.
Roman, you hear a please hold. There seems to be some technical difficulties.
What?
And then you see a giant head pull back to the curtain. You guys, you got one more?
Yes, I believe my friend.
You got one more? You see Fetch's head, giant head, is just in the curtain.
Yes, go ahead and introduce me. Say, how you shall enjoy the song stylings, Croft Holmes.
Oh, okay. No, hold on. Pulls his head back. One more time.
Say, and now, Croft Holmes. That's all you have to say.
Okay. What's that? Comes back. You see the curtain. Okay. Okay. One more time. What was it?
I tell you what. Let me go ahead and do it myself. I open the curtains
Go.
and then I close them again. Yeah,
He's still on
say,
stage.
I basically say, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand for Fetch.
Oh. You see Fetch start to dance and just start to ruin your whole like routine performance.
No. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
and how about a round of applause for our other performers too? Huh? They were great, weren't they?
Yeah. You hear the applause.
All right. Now, if you'll indulge me for a moment, I'd like to. When I was first starting out in the temple, my younger brother became deathly ill, and it didn't look like he was going to pull through for a moment. And and so, I sang this song, and I actually meant it. That I could take his place. One of the priests overheard me song, and I'm still here, obviously, so Coralon did not take me, but the priest, my brother, and healed him, cured him of the disease that he was afflicted with, and saved my brother's life. And has always had a special place in my heart, and I'd start with you tonight. And I asked Minor Illusion, play music in the background, and then I used prestidigitation to do fairy lights all around me and everything like that. And then I the song, the Minor Illusion introduction to the song, and then I go, Coralon, hear my prayer, my need have always been there. He is young, he's afraid, him rest, blessed, bring him home, bring him home, like the son I might have known, if God had granted me a son. If I die, me die, him live, bring him home, bring him home, bring him home.
No roll needed. Huge amount of applause. You see the older woman is just you see that she's like taking the moment to like stand up and is actually clapping at that. Fantastic, very, very nice. You hear a ridiculous amount of applause from this. It makes it clear. Actually, I will say this: you hear Leanna Shrew actually come up and go. Actually, sorry, it wouldn't be Leanna Shrew. Weldon just stands up at this moment and goes, "Oh, well, I mean, folks, you clearly have a win." Lights go up. You see nothing. You hear a woman scream, and then you hear the sound of. And that's where we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Okay.
I will see you guys. It is 10:25. I'll see you guys at 10:35 Eastern Standard Time. So in 10 minutes exactly.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Sounds good. That was an awesome song.
Thank you. I was practicing yesterday because I hadn't sung it in a while, so I was like, okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah. No, I love that. I played in a longer campaign, actually with Joe as a player, and I played a bard in that campaign, and it was more of a singing bard, not this nonsense that I'm doing tonight. And I never had the courage to I never could. I always just described what I was singing. I had never actually sung, and I always felt like I missed that opportunity. So I'm just happy. Yeah, you did awesome with that. That was so good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure how it would go over if because I'm a performer naturally, and I sing in front of people all the time. I do musical theater, so it's always when I'm subjecting myself to strangers, and are they going to like this? Are they not going to like this? It's just like there's always that niggling self-doubt that all performers have.
I get that. Yeah, for sure. And that's sort of the beauty of one shots is you can definitely try stuff out and but it's scary because we don't know each other. We don't have that rapport
Exactly. Exactly. I'm definitely more comfortable in front of friends doing that, but yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm late. I had to handle the dogs. But yes. So, launching back into this moment, you feel the veil of darkness as you hear people start to kind of run and scream. You hear footsteps, you hear clanking silverware, things like that. And then before there's any real time to react, you see the lights come up. And mostly everyone has kind of pushed back towards the sides of the dining hall walls. You see Evangeline and Selin are clutching each other on the side of the wall. You see Leanna Shrew on the opposite end. You see the other two folks on the end with Selin and Evangeline. Excuse me, and Evangeline. And you see a figure laying with his face in his food that looks to be Weldon McClelland. The curtains lift as you see people start to stare at you all.
I immediately jump off the stage, still on stage, and I rush to McClelland's side.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to aid him if he.
I think you were interrupted by Leanna in this moment as you come running up. She goes, "Absolutely not! We need to figure this."
I have healing spells, and I have proficiency in medicine.
Okay, fine. And lets you pass.
So let me at him. Let me take a look at him and see what's going on. Did anybody see what happened?
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, he's there with McClelland. I'm going to look at the crowd and see if anybody is not acting like they should. So I imagine most people are probably looking at McClelland. I'm going to look for people who are looking at things other than McClelland. I'm going to look to see if there's anybody who is purposefully not making eye contact or looking to get away.
The only thing I will say, this is the portion where it becomes where investigation is going to be a very rare roll. One thing you do see that there is the older folks are kind of looking at each other as it looks like the woman is trying to whisper something to the man. but it's hard to tell if they're like flummoxed in any way. What is Kettle doing?
I just wanted to make sure I heard a detail correct, Joe. Did you say there was a clang of metal, as in like swords meeting?
Like silverware.
Like silverware. Okay. I just want to make sure I understood. But there is absolutely a like. You did say there was a sword in behind, like sort of stabbed into McClelland, correct? Or did you just say it was a body?
Just a body. Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
I might have said. Excuse me. I might have spoken said stabbing sound, but that's only because I pressed the button that said stab on it, and I probably was reading while I was talking.
No worries. No worries.
I did.
No worries. Okay. Kettle would absolutely be running towards
Excuse me.
McClelland as well to offer some aid to Mycroft. Also, I think aid in the form of he will actually give Mycroft guidance.
Okay.
Mycroft, whatever you do, you must help bring the money back to life. You must help bring McClelland back to life. You must bring him. If you do,
that was great.
Yeah, but as he's doing that, I think he's also going to start looking. We don't have to do a check or anything right now, but he's going to start looking for like clues that add up, like specifically focused on McClelland. So that makes sense.
Okay. This is so again, this is like you have to get specific, I would say, on that.
Well, and I can definitely. There's something I do want to do. I just don't know if it's too early for it yet or not. I would like to see if the healing works.
Fair enough. Awesome. So I will say, Mycroft, are you casting a spell? Are you?
I am.
What are you casting?
Well, okay. Yeah, as I'm running up to him, I will cast Healing Word as a bonus action on him.
Awesome.
In case he's still alive. See, I'm gonna do yes, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him because I have to do. I can't do spare the dying from rain.
Cool.
So I will cast Healing Word as I'm running up to him.
You got it.
So let me cast
as you run up.
I'll just
as you go ahead.
Go for it. Sorry.
I was gonna say, as you're running up to cast Healing Word, you cast your word, and you, I think in Mycroft in your travels, you've managed to most likely cast Healing Word on someone who is long gone. So you get a familiar sensation back to you. Weldon is dead.
Then as I get up to him, I'm going to make a medicine check or something.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on that.
Determine how he died, or
I'll give you advantage based on Kettle touching you, and you get guidance.
Yeah, guidance is a D4. Yeah.
Okay. I've got advantage on this, and I'm add a D4 to it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. That is going to be, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Call it a 3 because I rolled 2d4. I don't know why. So I got a 25.
25. Nice. With a 25, you are, you're trying to determine what was the cause of death. You don't see any like stab wounds or anything on the body. You look into the eyes and you see there's there's no lacerations around the face or anything like that.
Is there any petechial hemorrhaging in the eyes?
No, you don't
So-
see anything like that. You do see. It seems like the eyes have. Yeah, I mean, the eyes just have seemed to gone blank.
Okay.
You actually see on his face there still seems to be like almost like the hint of a smile, as if whatever killed him instantly. You also, the 25. I will say this: you notice that there is just a slight dab of blood on his collar, just the slightest dab.
Okay. I loosen his shirt and examine where that blood is to see if there's a puncture wound or something, or an exit wound, or.
You see Selin kind of just run up as you're doing this. What are you doing to father?
I'm trying to find out what killed your father, and perhaps even who killed your father.
It was
Let me do
you.
my work.
You're half elven. You half elven. You killed my father.
No, let's not throw accusations around now. Let's not play these games. It's not.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
No, listen.
I'm just going to ask you one question. Tell me on stage. You saw the lights go out. And so you think that in 6 seconds that the lights went out, jumped off stage in pitch blackness, somehow killed your father who was 30 feet, 40 feet away from me, and then ran back onto stage and ended up in the same position.
You killed him. You filthy commoners. You see Evangeline start to grab Selin and just pull him back. Okay. Nope, it's okay. No, come on. No, get off me. And moves over to the other side, where Leanna is on that side, and just kind of like slumps against the wall, and you see just heaving as he's crying. Leanna kind of puts an arm over his shoulder and just kind of starts to try to comfort him. You can see tears in Leanna's eyes as well.
Right.
So you unbutton the shirt, and you start to notice what was most likely the cause of this like very hint of blood. You see there are not especially deep, but there are what almost looks to be like claw marks, but like I said, they're not especially deep. And you see they're 5 in a row on each side, and they just kind of come down to from the top of his chest down to like just above like the nipple area.
Okay. Is everybody still in the room that was in the room to the lights going out?
To your knowledge, yes, right now.
All right. And
at this point, Leanna, I think Leanna comes up to you. What is Roman doing actually?
Roman's going to cast detect thoughts on the elderly couple who were whispering to each other. So probably the husband.
Okay. The husband.
Yep.
What? Oh. Well. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all you hear.
You enjoy playing characters who are obtuse way too much.
Would you like to go over to talk to them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll go and talk to them and say, oh my, how you could see you were such good friends. How are you holding up?
I was just telling B. It's the damnedest thing. I don't I mean, do you know what happened? Was he had he taken ill? But oh, it's a shame. Who are you?
I'm here. I was a performer earlier, and I just noticed how distraught you were, and I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh, that's very kind of you. No, I'm fine. What did you say your name was?
Roman.
Robin.
No. Roman. And I'll just
Robin.
yeah.
Okay, well, Robin, I wish I met you under better circumstances. My name is Toffee Werthers. This is my husband, B. Scotch Werthers, of the Werthers estate. You know the Werthers estate.
Oh, of course, I love your originals.
I'm not familiar with what we run the old potato company.
Of course, that's what I meant.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, we're very retired from, but anyway, I'm sorry. This is no. Oh, what a shame. So young.
Why? How did you know, Wellen?
Oh well. How did I know? What? I know him. We go way back.
Way back how? Were you business partners?
Well,
Friends?
we were both people of business, so we were competitors many years ago. Turns out people really like Melons, so it wasn't much of a contest. But we remained good friends.
I see. Well,
It's a shame.
thank you, and I'll be off from there. I don't think I'm gonna get much more out of them.
Okay, good luck. At this point, Leanna addresses you all and goes, okay, obviously we need to call the authorities. I know that some of you are gifted in ways of knowing things. You seem to be magical beings. Maybe some way that you could find out what happened. I fully give you run of the castle to find what of the mansion, just to find what may have caused this.
Well, the first thing you could,
Sorry, you go ahead.
well, the first thing you could do is to make sure that no one leaves this room for any reason.
Ladies and
Killer
gentlemen,
is,
please
Killer is still with
refrain
us.
from leaving the room until we figure out what has transpired here. I will. I take that back. You do notice that there is someone not in this room. Fetch is not here.
You get Fetch for us and bring him back into this room. We cannot leave this room. Should be here with us.
You want me to go get Fetch?
I would like for you to call him, please.
Oh, okay. Yes. Fetch! Fetch! About 10 seconds go by. Oh, yeah. No. Where do you need? Oh. Oh. Sleeping.
Yes, he's sleeping right now, Fetch. He's just having a quite a deep nap right now. He's just he's don't touch him. Don't hey, no, don't
button his shirt. No,
don't
okay.
no, don't touch him, Fetch. We need to leave him. Don't just Fetch, why don't you go ahead? He's going to be fine. Why don't you go ahead and go over there and have a seat with everyone else?
Okay. You see him grab a seat from the table, go and sit and demolish the seat as he sits down. Just.
There it is.
So this is the point where the DM gets to tell you what you can access. So here's everything that you would be able to go to. One thing you would learn is that at some point you most likely just from various like sort of things of talking, you recognize that because of the super duper old of the Werthers. Werthers were actually given a place to stay beforehand, so they're able to kind of take their time, being able to kind of get ready and things like that. So the Werthers are in the guest room. There's a Werthers guest room, excuse me. You know there is Weldon McClelland's room. Before I mention that, actually, both of those are on the second floor. On the first floor, there is there's the kitchen, and there is the study. The study is actually on the first floor. And the second floor, just to repeat, you have Weldon's room. You have the Werther's room. Leanna Shrew, who spends a lot of time here, has her own guest room as well. And then you have Sullen's room. I believe that's it.
Right.
All right. I was wanting to do this earlier, Joe, but I don't know if it's too late now. Made it a point to smell McClelland's cologne as he was there with me earlier. Is there a smell? Is there another like smell to kind of bloodhound from this moment around McClelland's body? Something that was sort of like give just sort of a path towards something, I guess, in a way. Like, is there a
good question? I like where your head's at, but no.
Okay.
You guys can split up if you'd like. It's up to you guys.
So before we leave, I have to try and cast Speak with the Dead on Rowan. And see
No.
if he might know. Nope.
No.
Oh.
That's gonna be another one. Thank you for telling me that spell so I can ban it next time.
All right. Just for my own clarification, does it look like these that are on both sides, the shallow claw marks?
They appear to be both on both sides, kind of like marked coming down.
Okay. Does that appear to be what killed him?
No, they're pretty shallow.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say the 25 medicine check, no, definitely not.
So I still have not yet determined how he was.
Correct.
Okay. Just checking. All right.
Does Minecraft share all that with everybody, or does?
I'm like, I don't. I've done everything I can. You know, I cast healing word on him as I ran up, and he was already gone. I haven't yet determined the cause of death. But I don't know. Is there any distinct odor, like, I don't know, a poison? I know some poisons, like cyanide, has a bitter almond.
I think specifically Kettle would tell you as having like an advantage on smells and things like that.
Yeah.
No, nothing smells odd.
Is there a all being magical beings, which let me see what my check is. I might not be the one to make this check. Yeah, definitely not. Is there a residual magical aura or anything of that nature that sort of was there a power word kill? I think, well, being in touch with spirits,
Mhm.
I would like to think that there's some, like, again, leaning into my character with like the thing, like sort of reading auras in a way. I imagine there's some way that their magic is manifested in that, and seeing that there's absolutely maybe like a little bit of an aura around McClelland, maybe something that's thrown off in some ways, and seeing how that might react.
I appreciate the hustle, but I would kind of put that as more of a speak with dead sort of thing in some ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The DM is telling you clues are not in the dining hall.
Right. Well, should we I guess we need to start venturing into the house. Should we stay together, or would you rather split up?
I think we stay together. We might see things that the others miss.
Yes, I think if there is a killer on the loose in the house, that I'm pretty sure everybody that was in the dining hall, the lights went out, is still in the dining hall, but I can't be 100% sure. We should stick together in case the killer tries to put one of our lights out.
So the DM will tell you
besides, three heads are better than one.
The DM's going to tell you guys have till 11:35 to figure out who killed Weldon McClelland.
Okay. Actual time 11:35.
Actual time 11:35.
Okay, cool.
And we have 6 places to check.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Hate splitting the party.
Yeah, we might need to, though.
It's up to you guys. I think you could get to. I think you could get to 6 rooms with one party. I wasn't trying to give it in that front. I'm just saying.
I think we can, because it's going to take just as long for us to split up, because then he's going to have to. But yeah, let's just go. Let's go to Welland's room first of all. Maybe we could. There's something relevant there that we can.
Okay. So straight up to the 2nd floor. You got it.
Yeah, okay, so we go up to Welland's room first.
Cool.
On the way up, do we notice anything about the broken banister?
So I was going to examine that, see if there's anything. Is the step loose, or where that missing spoke is?
No, I kind of picture it as like the side railing. It was like one of the pieces of the railing, I guess, is probably a better way to say it.
But the railing isn't loose there or anything like that?
No.
It's set up to possibly...
No, it feels pretty strong. I would say on closer inspection, as you guys start to get to the 2nd floor, you notice that there are other pieces that are not perfect. Nothing specific. I would say just like things that you notice that like the banister itself, once you get to the 2nd floor, it looks to be like a little bit chuffed in certain places. You notice that there is a very common looking like vase in this like kind of indentation into the wall. That is that just doesn't fit. Like it shouldn't be like, it should be either like some sort of metal, pewter, gold, like the 2nd floor looks significantly less rich than the 1st floor.
Is it safe to assume that like this is feeding into like he's not got a lot of money left over, or he's going
I would say that they kept the downstairs as opulent as possible, but upstairs has been. I think they've had to sell off some stuff.
Yeah, it's
And-
probably
and-
trying to.
Common life.
But anyway, on to Welland's room, and let's see if we can find anything there of note.
Yeah. So as you get to Weldon's room, you see you open it up, and it's a very very luxurious master bedroom. Nothing is out of the ordinary here as far as like like a matter of means in any way. This is a very luxurious looking room. You see a very large king size bed with the is it poster? The things that like the very large posts with the like kind of awnings over the side that has like the curtains and everything. You notice that there is a painting of a woman in kind of like this far corner of the room that's not really actually even like that's not facing an area that would make sense. It's kind of like off to the side slightly and facing kind of more in like a nook of the other side of the wall. You see there are 2 end tables on either side of the bed.
Do they have drawers?
They do.
Okay. I go to the right side of the bed and open the end table drawer on that
Awesome.
side.
You go to the right side of the bed. You notice that there is there looks to be a journal in the bottom as that is that looks very like well worn in a very like cool looking way, like a very like leather bound journal.
Wonderful. I take up the journal and I figure something will. If there's anything interesting, it'll probably be in the last couple of pages of the journal. You know,
Yeah.
if he wrote something that he suspected somebody of trying to kill him or something, last couple of pages. So I go like 5 pages from the end and I start scanning, see if there's anything of note.
Cool. Awesome. What is everybody else doing?
Kettle wants to go look at the painting. Knowing that there was a space with eyes below near the stage, I believe Kettle just wants to go look and see if, especially since you said it was like askew in a weird space, correct?
It's in a weird spot where it's actually it's in kind of a nook, and it's facing the opposite wall of that nook. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah. I think he would still want to go look at it, see if there's, a spot for eyes to come through like Scooby-Doo, or if there's anything sort of like peculiar about it.
You see a painting on the wall that painting on the wall of a woman with very light blonde hair, very pretty blue dress, and brown eyes, a very lovely figure, albeit probably a little bit older than Evangeline.
Is there any placard or anything like that on it?
No.
Okay.
What is Roman doing?
Yeah, we're checking the painting in the nightstand. You also said there was a closet?
Mm-mm.
Nope, no closet.
There's
There are
another
two-
nightstand.
There are 2 nightstands though. I went to the right of the bed to check that nightstand out. So
All right, I'll go to the other nightstand.
Okay.
See what's in there.
You go to the other nightstand. You see there is a. Trying to think of. Hold on one second.
We have 25 minutes to finish this up.
I believe in you guys. You
you can do this.
you see there is a what looks to be like some sort of like small thing, small like little bottle with some writing on it. The writing itself is in Elven. If you're able to read that.
All right. I am not, but I am traveling with a elf, half elf. So I'm going to show him the bottle.
Cool. Yeah, I think like you guys are across the bed at this point. Yes.
I do believe Elvish is one of the languages that I speak.
Yep, you got it. Across the bed, you see it is in like very like big sort of handwriting over the bottle, even though the bottle is super small. Mycroft, you look at the bottle and it says, "Quit the bite."
It says what?
Quit the bite.
It says. Could you repeat that one more time? Because I'm not exactly sure.
It says quit the bite. Yes, quit.
Bite?
Bite.
The bite.
Bite.
Oh, quit the bite.
Mm-hmm.
Quit the bite.
In the bottle, you see there is it looks like some sort of liquid that is completely clear, and you notice that there is a small brush on the cover of it.
Okay.
Can I do a medicine check?
I'll
to see if
allow. Go ahead. Yeah.
Can I do a
What were you
medicine
saying?
check just to see if I recognize the substance within?
Yeah, I love that.
Is there any way I can offer guidance in that moment? Would you?
It's up to you. You're looking at the picture.
That's true.
Actually, I will cast guidance on him, and I will aid him in his check because I do have proficiency in medicine as well.
Okay.
So you have
fantastic.
advantage on this medicine check, plus you get to add a D4.
As you're making that check, you're walking across, you're looking at the journal. You see the journal says, this journal belongs to Weldon McClelland. And you go from the back, you see the back is blank pages, and you start to flip from the back. You notice, before that, I'll say you notice on the cover, 32, 21, 67.
32, 21, 67.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay,
a dirty 20.
Fantastic. You also see, as you continue to flip through the journal, you see, once you get to the first page says, "Well, journal, I had a hell of a dream tonight," and goes into the most ridiculous dream you've ever heard of in your entire life, involving a goat.
Okay. Would you do me a favor, Roman? Would you pull out that letter that you purloined from?
I just found this. I have no idea where it came from, but yes, here you go.
Oh yeah, no. I meant the letter that told of his tax debt.
Yes. I'd pull that out. Did my medicine reveal anything about what this might be?
Yeah, I think it did. As someone who has I don't know how you got this, but I would say if you're spending time in taverns, you may have gone to performing. You may have gone to a tavern that performs with we'll put it this way, just a lot of women, a lot of voluptuous looking women. You noticed at some point there was a lot of kind of makeup things around, most likely some sort of bedroom or some sort of green room for that performance thing. And the quit the bite you saw was painted onto someone's nails. So you determine from this is some sort of substance to keep someone from biting their nails.
All right.
Is there anything else? Sorry. I'm still looking at the painting. I'm trying to think of what else I can do in this room, but I feel like I don't think there's anything else.
I want to go look at the Werther's room while we have a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You go to the Werther's room. Do you all go? Is there anything else?
If there's nothing else in this room, I definitely want to check out Leanna's room.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys split up on that. So Leanna's room. For Leanna's room, you see there is a bed, an end table, and then a dresser with a mirror to it.
I would like to look at the end table.
Cool. You open up the end table. You see it looks like a bunch of like work papers. You notice some like itinerary sort of types of things, and you notice that it's basically without I'm not keeping anything from you on that point. It looks like there is a lot of records that seem to show dwindling amounts of funds, and then like notes around them of like ways to possibly bring this to be able to fix this number.
Would it be something? Is it something that would does it sort of show that Leanna's trying to convince McClelland to do the right thing? Is it that sort of thing where it's sort of like you can tell that as a business partner she is?
It's more the business partner trying to figure out how the hell are we going to stay afloat.
Okay.
Before we get too much further and I forget about it.
Yeah.
There was 32/21/67 written in the journal.
Correct.
What is the amount of money that he owes in back taxes to on the
oddly similar, I'm going to say as a DM doesn't apply. Thank you for pointing that out for me.
All right, because I thought
that I might have like I might have read that like it's 32,301. So it did start with 32, but yeah.
Okay, that's what I couldn't figure it out. Okay, yeah.
The DM is going to tell you that's not a connection.
All right. Approximately how many pages does this journal have?
Oh, like 100. There's only something written on the first page, and then something in the back cover.
Oh,
sorry, the back inside cover. Excuse me.
Continue on with their investigation, but just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go to page 32.
Okay.
And then look to see if there's anything special about that page.
Roll me an investigation check. I'll give you this.
Okay. And before I do, I'm going to cast... Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yes, you can.
I will cast guidance on myself before I roll this investigation check. Make sure that I don't have advantage on it. It doesn't matter. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Oh.
You go to 32/21/67. I think you probably spend some time trying to do this because none of the pages are actually numbered. So it takes some time to actually be able to count each page go out there.
And I don't notice anything.
No.
That sucked. Okay.
All good. Cool. So let's move to Roman. Roman, you were checking the Werther's room?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Awesome. For the Werther's room, you notice there are 2 end tables, somewhat larger bed, and there is a dresser with a mirror to it.
All right, I'm going to search the bed, underneath the mattress for anything hidden.
Awesome. You look under the mattress, you look under the bed, nothing.
Okay.
I like where your head's at. Okay. Which one do you go to first?
I'll go to the one on right, and same thing. I'm looking for anything hidden, so I'm looking for like false bottoms, anything, any carve outs, any secret compartments whatsoever.
You go to the one on the right, and I'll say this is the one that's closest to the door, if that means anything to anybody. So you go to the one on the right, and you notice you open the drawer, and it's filled with potatoes. Like an inordinate amount of. If they were staying here for like 2 months, this would still be too much potatoes.
Okay. I'm gonna just dump those out,
Cool.
police search.
Yeah,
style.
you're like you're
Like,
checking for the fake like areas and everything. So you're like, yeah, yep, cool, awesome.
oh, sweet. Don't care.
Cool. What would you like to check next?
The one on the left, address the nightstand on the left.
Cool. Awesome. You check the one on the left. You go to open the drawer. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
That's never good. 18
will do it. Excellent. You see, as you open the dresser, somehow as you're kind of like going through, you, I like to think of it this way. You open the dresser and you just manage to hit like a pile of potatoes that happen to roll on the other side. So it opens, like it kind of like gets stuck in the opening. So you see a dart come flying out, but it like happened to catch on the like the lip of the drawer above it. And you see it like kind of like instead of shooting straight, it just kind of like clips off and just goes flying up against the wall and falls down.
All right, I'm gonna carefully open up the rest of the drawer, making sure I don't set up any more traps, or
Cool.
looking for other traps.
You see a journal, and I'm going to save you time. You open up the journal, and you notice that it is general sort of like business papers, general kind of business sketching of routes. Like looking like for like import export sort of drop offs. And you see 8-3-21 Charlesport, 10-8-21 Mengen, 1-7-22 Collie, 5-16-22 Fairway, and then 2-18-23, and there's an X on that one.
All right, I'm hoping someone else got that because I was not fast enough.
I can put it in the chat, actually.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great. Thank you.
It's a lot of numbers. I'm going to do a quick switch of the dresser, but I think I have what I'm looking for, so just gonna.
You go into the dresser, you see a bunch of old people's clothes. I would like you to roll an investigation check for me on that. I left those dates and those lines in the chat.
Awesome, thank you. All right.
Yeah, let's flip it over. Kettle, you were in Leanna's room?
Yeah. Kind of doing the same thing Roman was doing. Checking the drawer. I think there was nothing in there but business documents. Checking into the bed, looking for eye holes, those sorts of things. And then eventually opening the dresser as well with the mirror. Trying to look and also see if the mirror means anything with like looking, that sort of thing as well.
Awesome. On the dresser, you don't necessarily feel anything to it. You open the dresser and you see there are what looks to be very like modest dresses here. And again, I'll kind of give you this for the sake of time. You start to kind of like just sort of like kind of move through it, and you notice that there is one dress that doesn't match the others. You pull it out, and it is something that looks very lacy and very short, and looks more like some sort of form of an attached sort of lingerie thing.
Okay. Good for her. Don't know what else to do with that. I'm assuming does it still look like the size of the other dresses, like something actually Leanna would wear, or does it look like something she wanted to
Great question. Yes, it is Leanna. It does look like the same size as the other dresses and would roughly match Leanna. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I will put that back where I found it, and then I will start making my way to another room. I'll let Finn go first, though.
You got it. Finn, what are you doing?
Well, the journal was a bust. I keep it on me, but I'm examining that. We only got 9 minutes. Shit.
Just to put this out there, we still got Selen's room on the second floor. We got the kitchen and the study.
Correct.
Okay, I'll go to the study.
Okay, cool. So you're heading down to the study. For the study, you see there is like one of those big desks that have the old style where it's like has that kind of like fan like thing that comes down to cover it.
Roll top desk, yes.
Yeah, roll top desk. Thank you very much. You see it does look to be locked.
Okay. Pull out my thieves' tools. My misspent youth.
This was the perfect room for.
Of course, the way I've been rolling, it's gonna be just a disaster. But what the hell? I will attempt to. First of all, I'll see if there's. I'll see if there's a key lying on top of it. Just on the off chance.
Sorry. I forgot to tell you the other things in the room too. I guess I should make that clear.
Okay.
You do notice that there is a rack, like somewhat like it almost looks like an old like library card like type of rack, where you see there are letters that just are alphabetically A B C D E F G H I J. Actually, sorry, no, A B C D E F G I L P W, and they're all separate like cubbies.
Okay.
You see so you see these markings are kind of like heavy labels to them, but there's also numbers that are written in on paper that seems to have been taped to them, and it says I'm going to do this. So it says A2, B2, C2, D2, E1, F2, G1, I2, L1, P2, W3. But I'm going to say all of that to tell you that the number seems to correlate with how many scrolls are in there, except for 2. The D and the P. So for D, it says 2 and there's only 1 in there. And for the P, it says 2 and there's only 1 in there.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to come back to those. I need to see what's in that desk. So I'm going to try to pick the lock on the desk. Come on, baby. Don't fuck me now. I'm going to cast guidance on myself before I do this.
It.
Got it. Pick that lock.
God damn it. 14.
14. You go and you try and pick the lock and no luck.
I figured as much because I rolled like shit again. Right. I think I've rolled above 10 once.
Sorry, man.
I'm serious. I rolled a 15 on that one that I got a 25 on. But yeah, other than that, I think I've rolled nothing but single digits ever since. And two natural ones.
Fantastic.
I'm
Very
I'm
cool.
I'm having a Will Wheaton game today.
Yeah. You.
I'm having a
So
Will-
I would say with that, there's nothing of note in the study other than those two things. Yeah, I mean, you see like a coat rack, things like that, but I'll tell you as a DM, there's nothing of note in that.
You said C and E.
So the only ones that are out are not correct with the number correlating to it are D as in dog,
Okay.
and P as in Peter.
Okay. I will, and you said there's one in each of those?
There's one in each of those, but the number says 2.
Okay. I will pull out the one in D first.
Okay.
And
you open up the one in D, you look at it, you easily see this as a scroll of detect thoughts.
Oh. That makes sense. Okay. P. What could P be? Let's find out what P is.
Cool. So you go into P and you see a thing that says polymorph, and then underneath it says do not. There's a little like sticky note that says do not use.
Okay. All right. Hey, geez.
We had Roman roll on the dresser of the Werther's room. Roman, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm kind of stepping back and forth, but I had a 19 on that roll.
Okay, cool. With a 19, you see there are normal kind of like old people clothes, and you see they all seem to be one size, right? Which makes sense. They're for one person, they're one size, except for a dress that is. What's that?
There's 2 people though. So there's only female clothes inside of there?
There's only female clothes inside there. You do notice that there's a dress that is green, that looks to be a little taller, like probably about 1.5 feet taller.
All right. Would it be about the size of hold on, Miss Tangerine, who showed us inside?
Yeah, I would say so. About that same size.
All right. I don't know what I'm doing with that information, but I take that information along with the notebook that I found to my comrades. See if they
You
can
got
help.
it. Very nice, cool. So I think the only places that we have left are Melons' room and the kitchen.
Kettle would love to go check out the kitchen.
Cool. You head into the kitchen and you see there is a halfling there, that you like open the doors and the halfling goes, out of my way. Move. I got things
hold
to
on.
make.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
No,
Hold on.
You were in my way. Excuse me.
Hold on. There's literally been a murder. You can take a breath.
Okay. Yeah, there's a murder. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Well, there's about to murder you if you don't help me. You don't let me get the rest of this food out to people.
No, there has. Listen, what is your name?
What's my name? Fuck you. That's my name. Get out of my way.
Oh well, that's. Oh, apparently we have. I'm just gonna say Gordon Ramsay then. Gordon Ramsay, apparently.
It is. That's canon. It's Gordon Ramsay.
It's Gordon Ramsay. Gordon. No, there has been a murder, and I have some suspicions that lead me actually to this room. Can you help me out real quick? Can you tell me who all has been in here tonight?
I mean, I'm gonna make this food until someone tells me not to make it. So, but yeah,
Gordon,
let's see. There is.
Gordon, I want you to look at me.
What?
This cannot be any more dire for you right now.
Listen, buddy, I don't know you. Look, you're asking me questions. I'm going to tell you honestly, okay? The only people that have been in here are me and Fetch, okay? And as far
You've
as
not
like,
had it.
as far as any murder in the place, the only thing we've been murdering is all these rats that we find around here with that rat poison up there.
Look, you have rat poison up there.
Yeah, it's up in the corner, right over there.
Why do you keep rat poison so close to the food?
That's where most of the rats are.
You have a lot of rat problems, then I see.
Yeah.
What has Fetch been doing in this room with you? As just a curiosity. Has he been cooking?
No, he's like more like just like taking out the food. I can't take out the food because I'm making the food.
So he's just more like a gopher. He's the waiter for the evening. But does he ever touch the poison himself?
I mean, he's had to use it. I mean, it's way up there. I can't reach it up there. You know.
Yeah. Can
Are you trying? Like, you trying to
Kettle,
make me feel stupid?
I mean, I'm not trying to make you feel stupid. You're doing that very well on your own. Can I grab? Kettle wants to grab the poison from the top shelf.
Cool. All right.
Does it feel full to him?
No.
It feels rather empty.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it's about half full.
About half full. Okay. Is this okay? I'm trying to decide, like, what would this poison? Okay, and going back to another clue, was the stop the bite that was empty? That was an empty bottle too, correct?
I was not empty. No, there was liquid inside.
How full was that bottle?
I'll say about half full.
About half full. Okay. Okay. Then that's very good to know. Okay, so you're saying no one else was in this room? No Liana, no Miss Evangeline, no McClelland. You don't let McClelland, Mr. McClelland, in this room,
Buddy. Listen, no one of like note has been in this place.
But what about in the past few days?
I mean, I don't live here, but I haven't seen anybody.
Let's see. Well, I mean, if that's what you say, I mean, it sounds like okay. Sounds like we might need to have a conversation. What else are you
fucking call me a liar? What? You think I'm lying?
Oh, I'm not. Am I calling you a liar? You are who you are. I don't know who you are, Gordon, except that you seem to be nothing more than a really pleasant fellow here in front of me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, now I know that you're a liar. Why don't you get out of my kitchen? How about that?
Hey, McClelland, what are you? I mean, hey, Gordon, what are you cooking here? By the way, it smells absolutely delicious.
Oh, you want to see it here? I could show you. It's right there. Here you go. There it is.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that? Oh,
that's
yeah,
what it is. Yep,
that's very nice. You know, I just you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and I hope that the rest of your night is just absolutely as magical as mine. I'm going to tell you right now, Gordon, and I will cast command on him.
Okay.
To just smile. I'm just going to say smile. And I just hope that you smile, and then just cast command on him.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Full like real life. I rolled a nat too. What did he say? Well, I'm not gonna smile for you fucking idiot. What?
Who's the idiot sandwich now, Gordon? And then he will just walk off.
Fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. So that is the kitchen. I think it's every place but Sellen's room.
I'll search his room.
Cool. So just to speed things along here, you see there is there's a lot of like there's a lot of posters here of you notice that there's posters of like voluptuous looking like witches on the wall. You see there's like a calendar of it, and and you see a bed and a desk. There is a dresser, but I can tell you there's nothing in it.
Okay. I will go to the desk.
Cool.
And open I don't know how many drawers. I'll open the top drawer.
Cool. You open the top drawer and you see there is a sketchbook.
Sketchbook.
Mhm.
I will flip through it. What are the sketches of?
The sketches are of outrageously large-breasted orcs. Like outrageously.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. Wow. I put that back. Yeah. Zone, I guess. Are there other drawers in this desk?
There are other drawers. You don't notice anything of note in them.
Okay. Okay. I look under the bed.
Cool. Under the bed, you find are you sure you want to look under the bed? Under the bed, you find some dirty magazines.
Okay. Figured as much. Is there any for is there any rugs on the floor?
Yes, there is a rug probably right in front of the dresser.
Okay. I will lift up the rug to see if there's any trapdoor.
You do notice there is a small like kind of like lift. It looks like it's actually part of the floor, but it looks like it's been lifted as like a separate plank.
Okay.
And you lift that out and you find about 50 platinum in there.
Huh. At least we're getting paid. I will grab the 50 platinum coins.
Cool.
Trying to figure out how he would have come across this, but yeah. I will grab the 50 platinum coins. There's nothing else in there besides the coins.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I will replace the board and I will put the rug back up.
Cool.
Over
the DM will tell you there's nothing of note in this room past that.
Okay. All right, cool. I will join the rest and I will tell them what I've discovered or what I didn't discover. And I guess we'll contrast and compare notes and try to figure out who did this.
Yeah, I kind of picture you guys are like in the foyer as you're trying to figure this out.
Yeah. I want to, going over some more facts. Remind me, like there were scratch marks on him, correct, McClelland?
Yes.
And do they look like claw, like really shallow scratch marks?
When I said shallow, I meant like not, like this wasn't what killed him.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I believe somebody here is not who they claim to be. I discovered a series of scrolls, and the only two scores that number of scrolls did not match the number on the number of scrolls in the particular slot was the D, which was a detect thought scroll, and a P, which was a polymorph scroll. So I think there's someone who has at least one detect thought scroll and one polymorph scroll that they probably have used to their shape. So somebody is not who they claim to be. I don't know who that person was.
The study is like right next to the foyer. If any of you want to go and take a look at that again.
Yeah. By all means,
Cool. All of you go into the study. You see the scroll marks exactly as Mycroft says. Mycroft had checked the D and the P, as they both had 1 in them. A couple of these have 2.
There's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I,
ILPW.
I, L, P, W.
Mhm.
I didn't check any of the others. What they might be.
And none of them have more than 2.
The only
none
ones
of
that
them
didn't have the
two.
number that with the, I think W had 3.
Oh, that's right. W did have 3, yes.
W had 3. I think P had 2. 1 was missing. L had 2. L had 1, I think. I had 2. G had A, B, C, D, and E. I think each had 2. Had 1. He had 2. I'm fairly certain. I'm not
I'm going to say
sure.
that. I'm going to say that sounds right.
Okay.
And were you
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And were you able to like check this desk, and were you able to look around at everything else as well?
I couldn't unlock the desk.
Oh. All right. I think Kettle will take a look at the desk. What kind of desk is it?
It's like a roll top desk, so it basically has that like thing that comes down over the top of it.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Basically,
sure.
it's a locked desk is a better way to just describe it for you for now.
Okay. All right. Can I don't think I don't have anything with thieves tools. What would it take to force this desk open?
I mean, you're a
Does
loxodon,
anyone
man.
have these tools? Their
I
banners?
I do, but
just
I
Minecraft.
rolled a natural 1, so they're probably broken by now.
All right.
Oh yeah, now 1 breaks them for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to just try to force. I'm going to try to force this open.
Cool.
With
Go ahead and roll an attack roll for me.
an attack roll.
Mhm.
I'd love to use like a spell of some sort. Maybe a small Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, that will be a no, it's only a 7, so that will be a 15.
15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You see a single paper on the desk, and you see a sentence that is underlined, and it says, "Who keeps doing this? Need to find out our total losses." And underneath that, there is an import-export thing that says dates 8/3/21 Charlesport, 10/8/21 Mengen, 1/7/22 Collie, 5/16/22 Fairway.
All
So
right,
they
so
all-
I'm going to share with them. Those are the same dates, the same information I believe that was in the journal inside
Oh, you
with
froze
the
out.
same addresses, right?
Yep, that was in the
Yeah.
Werther's room. Yeah.
Yep, same addresses. One of them was crossed off, as well as you mentioned you don't think somebody's who they say they were. So I'm going to point out the dress inside of the Wizard's room was a different size. So if we are dealing with some sort of shapeshifter or somebody with a polymorph, it could very well be Mrs. Withers.
Was there in the desk? There's the 2/18/23X. That date is not represented on there, is there?
Correct. It's not. I'm going to point it to the group. That's today's date.
That is today's date. Is there any idea as to what is being transported? Is it money that's being transported?
You just see a thing. We have to figure out the total amount of loss.
Okay.
Right. So, are we ready to fight whatever Mrs. Withers is? Or Mrs. Withers is?
So you guys go back to the center of the room. You see Leanna come up to you. Leanna, like, kind of is. You saw she's drumming like these long fingernails on the chair, and then sees you come in and goes, "Well, what is it? What did you find?" You also see Evangeline come up and puts a hand on your we'll say on Roman's paw, and you feel kind of the you feel the feeling of like her kind of like soft hands on there. So, yeah, what did you find?
So I'm going to just share exactly what we just went over with the addresses inside the Withers room and the ground grasp and the evidence of polymorph.
Cool. Roman, roll me a quick investigation check. I'm just giving you guys one more clue.
Oh, all those good rolls caught up with me. That one's a nat 1 for a 3.
Cool. Awesome.
All right.
I'll give you advantage. It's not really game breaking here. I just want to kind of give you an opportunity to be able to figure this out.
Hey, Roman. Hey, Roman.
A dirty 20.
Hey, Roman. You really have this. Go ahead and get that guidance as well.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. You notice that you
We're
notice how
bards. God
soft
damn
the
it.
hands are, and you see the what did you say?
I said, fuck it. We're bards.
What
I
happened?
haven't even
Started
been giving each other
conspiracy.
inspiration.
Yeah, there's also a lot of that.
Fuck with me.
Oh my god. We just
as you kind of cup Evangeline's hand in your own, you notice how soft her hands feel, and you notice that there are no fingernails. Like there's fingernails, but there's no like long fingernails on her hand.
All right, so I'm gonna ask Evangeline if she was having an affair with Tangi with what's his name, the deceased.
Oh, with Weldon?
Weldon?
That's his wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, he's probably having an affair. That one's solved.
Evangeline does not have nails.
Evangeline, Tangerine, McMillan, yeah, right. And so she's been biting them, I'm assuming. Okay. I don't know what to do with that, so I
That's
would
all
just
good.
share that with the group.
I have a theory, but Joe, I mean, it's something that like I feel like you shot it down with another detail earlier, but
Okay,
I have
fair
a
enough.
theory about it.
Go for it. Let's
Here's my
Come on.
here's my theory. I'm above table. The stop the bite has been replaced with the rat poison from the kitchen. In an attempt to kill Evangeline, I think it was Leanna who is secretly in love with McClelland's at this point. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure. But knowing the scratches on his chest, it backfired because that's how the poison got into his system.
And I would
From the
agree,
nails.
except for somebody hit the lights. So it'd be very hard for somebody to poison somebody and know the exact time that that person's going to die and then hit the lights.
That's
I
true.
love, and I'll tell you how close you were after.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So
it still could be the McClelland. Are we talking above table right now? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, above table. I mean, you suspect Mrs. Werther's, right?
Mrs. Withers hiding stuff. We don't know if she's the murderer, but she's not above board.
she's not who she says she
It's
is.
about to be 11:55. What do you guys want to do?
Here's Quit the Bite was for son, right? That's what we.
Quit the Bite was in Evangeline's side of the bed.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the wife's.
Okay.
Right.
So that was hers then. Okay.
Yeah. The son has the platinum, which I think comes from, if we're looking at the last shipment and the one that's like X'd, the 21823X, I think the son intercepted that shipment of pay, and that's why it's crossed out. Like that's why it wasn't collected by them. And in a way to sort of stop the losses. But that's a theory I'm forming there.
I'm going to make a point of saying 21823 was not in the study.
because it would be a loss in a way. No, I don't know.
Well, 2/18/23 is today.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been factored yet. Like it's been all the losses
be.
up until
That makes
today,
sense.
and it's not been
I'm with
something
you.
that's been, yeah.
That makes sense. But it was in Mrs. Werther's room. That
As
day
in
was
they
in
could
Mrs.
have
Werther's.
as in they tried
They
to
were
intercept
planning
it and know they
something
lost.
today.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the day of a hit. Could be that we're not just interceptions, but they're dates that they have something planned for.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So are we thinking it could have been the Werthers, but they brought in Selen as a way of maybe, pulling the trigger as a way? Paying him off?
I think. I think. Close. God. Oh.
So I'm starting to go back to my old theory too a little bit. Where the
I'm
Selen
going
was
to.
try-
Yeah, I think what happened was. I think somehow. It doesn't make sense that replace the bite with the rat poison because the bite makes you stop biting your nail. She wouldn't.
Right. Unless
mean-
unless that's how she was sneaking the poison in. Maybe she was the one that poisoned. Maybe it's Miss
Like, that's
Evangeline that's the killer. And she had the lights and she used it as a way of sneaking poison in to like get into his food or something like that.
But he died so quickly, right? So if it's poison you ingest, that's just not immediate enough.
Yeah, because rat poison usually takes at least some time, and there's indications that you've been poisoned before.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking modern rat poison,
But it,
doesn't work instantaneously. It's not like cyanide like works
right.
very quickly, but it also leaves a distinct odor, and there was no odor, so
I'm just trying to think through motives, and the reason why I was thinking that is because if there are scratch marks on his body, that means that he was sleeping with someone else, probably Leanna, who has like things to scratch him with, like nails to scratch him with, probably,
Or Mrs. Werther's.
or Mrs. Werther's. They both have like different sorts
Although
of
Mrs.
clothing.
Werther's didn't have lingerie, and is probably pretty ancient and not.
Although
not
she
first
could,
choice.
although Mrs. Werther's could polymorph into someone else to get like a entry point in
I don't
some
think-
ways.
I think polymorph were transforming into something attractive, though.
Well, she could have polymorphed into like Leanna or something like that. I don't know. That maybe that's too far. Hmm.
just go in the room and kill everybody and sort them out.
The God sorted out.
Orlon,
Who do we-
forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
No.
Who do we absolutely feel like did not do it? That's my question to like. I feel like maybe we can start doing that. Do we feel like Selen is a?
We're at the point now that I think as a DM, it's tricky. So if you guys want to combat tonight, you're gonna have to choose right now. If you're really trying to say, okay, cool, it's more important for me to really figure out who did it without any question, we can do that. I'm just letting you guys know there wouldn't be any combat. We have a hard stop at 12:30. I'm not trying to push you, but it's I know it's tricky.
I can roll a dice in a lot of games. I'm okay skipping combat, but
I don't
okay.
need combat. I want to figure this out.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm happy y'all said that because that's where I was leaning. I was like, yeah, let's figure this out.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
let's
that makes
figure
me
this
happy.
out. I don't think it's Leanne.
You don't? Okay.
I don't think it's Leanne. I don't think.
She was probably having an affair with him, which would probably be emotional attachments. She doesn't like the wife. I agree. I don't think she had the motive to kill him. I think they
Right.
were having an affair together. But
Sure.
if the wife found out, she might have had motive.
Okay.
The
right.
thing is, the reason I think you're right about the affair. I think Leanne is son's mother because they both have blue eyes, and Weldon has green eyes. So, but again, I'm not sure what color eyes first wife had, so that might be I might be totally off base there.
You do know what color eyes the
Because
first
we saw a painting of her up top, right? What were those?
We didn't.
Those are brown eyes. You didn't see the painting over the mantelpiece. You saw the painting in the room.
Right.
So the wife had brown eyes. First wife had brown eyes.
Correct.
And
second wife also has brown eyes.
And the son and Leanne have blue eyes, correct?
Right.
Correct. And Weldon also has blue eyes.
But that sort of leads to the situation where, like, that's been going on for a while.
I thought Weldon had green eyes.
Weldon did have green eyes. I apologize.
Weldon has green eyes. Leanna and Sellen have blue eyes, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So, but that means that this has been going on, this affair, and it would have to be obvious because Leanna would have been pregnant and these sorts of things. Like, is that, like, are you going to, like, kill your cheating husband 10 years after or 15 years after he's cheated?
That's true. That's true. Maybe that's a little far-fetched.
I still think there's something interesting about Mrs. Werther or the Werthers, and then there's that dress that's so much bigger, and the polymorph spell that's out in the open, like where like they could transform into Leanne and gain access somehow, and I don't know how to like use that in some way. They could have done that, and
Leanne's size. So if Miss Werther knows about the affair, she could have polymorphed and poisoned him, but again, poison so slow acting, I don't know how you would time that. Unless the lights were not related to the death directly. What if them turning off the lights was triggered by him dying and not hiding that he was dying? What if they were just using that as an opportunity to do something else? See him dying, they know it's a distraction, they hit the lights and they do something.
Well, they have the they could do that to cast detect thoughts without being noticed. Possibly.
I will say this: I gave you guys a hint to go back to that room. Now, granted, you actually made a major discovery with the desk, but it wasn't just the desk.
Oh, was there something else in the room? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I feel like the voice of God is telling me we should go into this other room.
I think you're right. Let's go back to the room.
There's something about that scroll rack. And I'm gonna just so that you guys don't feel like it's something to do with like the huge numbers or things like that. When impressively when Mycroft I think almost nailed the numbers there, I was like, that sounds right.
Okay.
So for example, you see 2 scrolls in the A category.
Oh, and W had 3.
And W had 3.
And that's what he said. That sounds right.
The scroll rack isn't like locked or anything.
Let's pull the 3 W's out and see if they're all W's actually.
You guys are making me look for W's instead of A's. That's fine.
Or do you want to look at? I guess.
I'll give me 1 second.
Guys, to throw us a hit bone and we go chasing after something else.
You see the 3 in W say there is the web spell. There is the wind wall spell. And there is the witch bolt spell.
Okay.
Weren't the other ones all the same spell? The ones with 2. And then W has 3 with different spells.
Well, I don't know. I all I know is that the D had detect thoughts left in it, and the P had polymorph left in it. That doesn't mean the scrolls that were taken were necessarily detect thoughts and polymorph either. I just assumed, which is not a good thing to do.
Let's look at the D. Disguise self would fit off theory.
That would. I also wanted the polymorph had on it like a note that said "do not use" in any way, like "do not use," right?
Mhm.
So maybe that's, I don't know if that means anything as well. Just an important sort of a thing that you think about.
I
But
think
I do like the D.
I will give you
disguise
this.
self.
Now, granted, a web spell could be dangerous. The wind wall spell could be dangerous. The witch bolt spell technically is damage dealing, but it's not a crazy damage dealing spell. Polymorph can be catastrophic.
Mm.
And it says do not use.
Okay. I like the disguise self thing with the D. I think that's interesting.
So let's look and see what's inside the D slot.
You see detect thoughts.
I already checked the D and the P slots.
Mm-hmm.
There was the detect thought scroll was in there. For shits and giggles, what's in F?
For F, I think F had 2, correct?
Yes, I think so.
For F, you see the friends spell, because obviously that's what I think of off the top of my head, and you see the find familiar spell.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they are different. So it's almost like we know now. It sort of feels like more sure than ever that it's like not. It's not damage dealing. Probably not damage dealing. At least not something major like a dissonant whispers or something like that. And it's probably definitely not detect thoughts, because everything seems to be different.
I mean, polymorph is a dangerous spell because you could turn someone into an insect and like step on them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's like certain factors that like you can sincerely kill somebody with that spell.
Yeah.
But once you step on them and kill them as an insect, they revert back to their normal form. So it's not.
Let me check and make sure you're right. But I was pretty sure with polymorph they actually like.
You revert back to your normal.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
That's cool.
I'll put it this way then. Let me change that spell. Let me retcon that. We'll say power word stun.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that would definitely do a number on it. Okay.
Matt.
Yes.
There was a spell you said earlier.
There was a spell I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Power word kill. Is that the one? I mean, that would work with P.
It'd be instant. You hit the lights, you use the scroll, and he's dead.
Yeah.
We didn't hear anybody cast a spell though.
Would you have to read the scroll out loud for it to be used?
Yeah, that's how you activate the magic of scrolls. Is you have to, and if the lights were out, And it would have to.
There'd be some noise, right? So you'd have you would hear some silverware clattering. That probably was the body falling, but maybe some gasps, maybe the applause from your performance could have muffled any spell casting.
Oh, at the risk of tooting my own horn, it was a masterful performance, if I do say so myself. So the applause could have covered, I guess, the reading of a scroll. I mean, because they would have they would, if it were a powered kill scroll and they had to read it, they would have to have read it. Still, the lights were still on. Then that would. It's very difficult to read a scroll in pitch blackness unless somebody has
night vision,
dark vision. Yeah.
No, not even
dark pretty well.
No, not even dark vision would help. If the lights are totally out, you need some ambient light. You could see people.
Oh, I got it. They used the dark vision spell and then read it in the dark. That's where the other D is.
Okay. I don't think that's.
In dark vision, you can see black and white. You can still read it.
You just can't perceive colors. You perceive everything as if it was dim light and no light.
Yeah.
You can read in dim light. It's not easy, but you can do it, especially if you know what the spell is ahead of time.
I mean, that to me that's making sense.
But if that were the case, then I would have been able to see. I was told it went totally black, so because I would have been able to see because I have dark vision. To 60 feet.
There's another D spell that's very similar to dark vision.
Dimension door. Oh my god.
More similar than that.
More similar than dimension door.
I would say so something too that's interesting actually. Kettle, roll me an Arcana check because this would apply just to you.
That'll be 10.
You're a warlock, right?
Bardic inspiration, real quick, or
you're a warlock,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
I will give you a bardic inspiration.
So being a warlock, you are able to get gifts from your patron, right?
Yes.
Specific gifts.
I believe so.
Devil sight.
Yeah. Yeah, devil sight. There it is. Okay. So they got the devil sight.
Not.
Okay.
Can invocations be in scrolls?
Invocations are not spells.
Yeah. But what if they are a warlock?
But they could read a spell scroll
if they were a warlock. So what we really need to determine is how is somebody a warlock? Do we have a warlock detector?
I mean,
it doesn't have to be somebody. Warlock. It could be somebody who took the Eldritch Adept feat, which I often do with my characters.
You also can interrogate the people.
I'd like to interrogate Mrs. Werther's.
Cool. So you guys go into the. You guys are in the dining hall. That's right. Okay. You walk up to Mrs. Werther's. Oh, it's you were the same person I met Mrs. Werther's before. Yeah, you were. It's the cat. What's your name?
Roman.
Roman.
Right. And so I'm just going to intimidate her and say, "Drop the act, lady. We know who you are. We found your dress."
Roll an intimidation check. I'll say, including the dress, give me an advantage.
$18.
Cool. It's an 18. You hear. don't know what you're talking about. That's you've ruined everything. And you see her teleport to the stage. What do you guys do in this moment?
I'm just gonna do this. As a reaction, teleport right behind her and put her in a chokehold. Grapple her.
Fuck yeah, dude. Cool. You see her start to have her form start to shift as she starts to get bigger and bigger as she starts to move up. And in the middle of that, you catch your reaction using your tails in the runaway, tails of the runaway, whatever. Tail of the runaway.
Thing.
Not only that, you're also able to choose other people to react at the same time.
Right. I let everyone have that same reaction. If they want to teleport, they can absolutely do so.
So you see her teleport to the
teleport.
stage. The rest of you can also teleport as a reaction based on this.
Yeah, I do so.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pull my rapier out as soon as I get to where I'm going and point it at Mrs. Withers.
Cool. You go to grab her. Go ahead and I'll say give me a athletics check with advantage.
Okay. What's that? I dumped strength so bad for this character.
I know. I love it.
It's like he's a squirmy elephant. Oof. Athletics check. That will be an 11.
Cool. Awesome. I rolled a 9. So you fully grab her in the chokehold, and she starts to kind of move around. You could tell that as you're holding on to her, she's kind of in the mid form. So there's a point where the nose starts to kind of come a little bit out, a little bit longer, and you can see the face starts to kind of like come down as like jowls, but in a very accentuated sort of way. But it's half of this. She's still got like the hunchback sort of thing and things like that. So you feel it. Get off me! I can't finish it. God damn.
I'm sorry, but you're the jig is up, as they say.
You see the rest of the dining hall look at you all in amazement as you see a figure come walking into the hall. Mycroft, please explain to me what your brother looks like.
Well, you might recognize him because he has the he wears a cloak and a deerstalker cap. He has he smokes and he is the most famous detective in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I present my brother, Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes comes in and goes, well, seems like you got it from here. And we'll say with that, we'll end tonight's session.
All right.
Can we take a peek at the minis just because I was super curious what you
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
you
you
can.
did all that work. We should at least look at them.
No. I appreciate that, but I absolutely would love to show you that. Here is your battle map. So if you click focus and you click on my screen, you'll be able to see it nice and big. And this is the kind of like dice cam thing here. And there are your minis. So obviously they don't look exactly like you because this is a one shot, and I can't do it that. I can't paint that fast. So
that's okay.
So I did include, because I had set this up combat wise for including Winnie, so I included Winnie in the battle thing, and then I just would have played Winnie. But for Tabaxi, we have a satyr bard over there. If you can see the little tiny figure. Shoot, every time Mycroft. I only really had like a sorcerer, like human a half elf like sorcerer looking thing for now.
Yeah.
So that was this guy right here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then for the Loxodon, I do have a flowing white thing for an elephant, so it's pretty close.
Nice. Perfect.
But yeah,
Perfect.
there you go. Well,
Those of you
especially
watching
for-
on the stream, we apologize that there was no combat. So,
It's all good. They get is combat all the time on that stuff. So, but yeah, guys, you did it. So we'll do a very quick thing on everything that was missed, and there's really not a lot. You guys kind of picked it clean for the most part. So you did an excellent job. The only thing I will say was the painting in Weldon's room. There was something behind that painting.
Oh, I thought I checked it for like if it was an entry port or something like that.
An
No.
entry port?
Eyes.
Yeah,
I
you checked
it
your
for
eyes.
I said eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
and the eyes
You
looked
look behind
normal. Yep.
Yeah, I
But you
should've
didn't
checked
look
behind
behind it. You were so close. It's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I mean, I've
what was
never had
behind
anyone
it,
like
or
get
are you
everything.
not going to tell us?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So in Weldon's room, there's a painting of a lady in the far corner. Behind it is a safe. The combination was the combination in the back of the book that you grabbed. So it's the 322167. The safe holds 50 gold pieces and several papers. One of the papers is a letter from Leanna that reads thus: I can't take this anymore, Weldon. The company is in disarray over these attacks on our exports. We made this company together. We made many things together. Meanwhile, your attentions draw you away from business to that new whore that doesn't know the real you. Come back to me where our secrets stay safe. Either way, get your head out of your ass and at least focus on the business.
Okay, so we got the even without that, we still got the like affair and some of the relationship stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So full thing on that. I loved where you went with the rat poison to the biting nail thing. I was like, that's cool. I mean, no one knows, but I might try that next time. What it really was the rat poison was just a total. What do you call it? I always
Red
forget the name.
herring.
Red herring. Thank you. Yeah. And the thing is that like a lot of times you would have found Fetch in the kitchen, and Fetch would have maybe explained in a good way of like, no, I only use this on rats. So then the question would be whether or not you trust Fetch or not. And then everything else you would see would be the same on here. The two spells that were in the scroll rack were the darkness spell and the power word kill. So you guys kind of got both of those. This Miss Werthers is a warlock. She's been running the company in secret for a very long time, as both of them were retired. Mr. B. Scotch Werthers was just a total pawn. Had no idea. No clue.
He's Scotch Withers. Oh my God.
You like that?
Of course, he's the one I chose to mind read.
Yeah.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, that was so funny. So yeah, you chose to mind read him, and I was like, okay, like there's nothing much going on up there. Yep. And then her name was Toffee Werthers. So yeah. So Leanna Shrew. So one of the things I'll be very honest with you guys. I've left it very open ended as far as what happened to Weldon's first wife. But Selin is Leanna's kid. The way this is a huge reach for anyone, but the way that it works with green eyes to brown eyes sort of situation, it's actually 50-50 of whether or not they're blue or green, or excuse me, blue. So it's 50-50 whether they're blue or brown, 50-50 if they're blue or green. So the point was saying that it was possible that it was that. And then in the safe, it said we made many things together.
Yeah.
Also, when Selin went over to Leanna's side of things, Selin also has no idea. Selin thought that his mother was the person in the picture in Weldon's room. But you saw Leanna kind of put her hand over Selin and was kind of comforting him. And then, so the nails thing, Leanna has nails. Evangeline does not. So the marks were Leanna.
Okay.
So we got a lot of it right.
Yeah, you did. You guys got a ton of it. Yeah.
We just missed out. I mean, knowing that your character has dark vision now, like we should have had like, oh, it's the darkness spell. that sort of thing. Like that's just,
with dark vision, you cannot see in magical darkness.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. But that would have told us it's magical,
that's why
right?
that's why I thought
Right.
something was up, because it's like
Yep.
I couldn't see shit, and normally I can. If the lights go out, just the lights go out, I can still see black and white up to 60 feet. But yeah,
Yeah. It was. I loved where your guys' heads were at certain points. Leanna with the lingerie was trying to tell you, okay, Leanna has a dark side, and then obviously the Mrs. Werther's suit was to show that she is not always this size or shape.
Yeah. So does she just take on does she just take on a form of dread? Is that what we've sort of stopped her from taking on?
Yeah, kind of. I kind of pictured her as like some sort of like hag, like D&D as far as monsters are concerned, can kind of run the gamut a little bit. But I figured she would have a warlock patron, and that's what gave her the abilities of a warlock. So you guys would have fought a full blown warlock.
That's fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But to be honest with you, I mean the combat is the least interesting thing of this one shot, in my opinion.
I had so much more fun trying to figure stuff out and like taking the extra time to look at it. Like, I really appreciate that. That's where y'all will, because that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, that's great. I really loved that you guys were with that. That didn't bother me at all. I actually found that really great.
No, I'm like, yeah, I fight in a lot of one shots where it's just combat. Basically, It's like, okay, you go in, okay, you get attacked. Oh shit, okay, we got to fight. Fight usually takes most of the one shot, and then Well, so, yeah, guys, this was a refreshing change of pace.
I'm so glad. Listen, I don't think your name is Finn, but I'm gonna call you Finn.
So did I win?
Finn, you did win. Okay. The rule is if only one person actually performed something, they won. So you won, but you all had great ideas.
No, absolutely everybody performed, but I was just like.
Yeah, there was the difference of like describing the performance or not, but yeah, it was great. It was super great. That's by far my favorite thing of this one shot is watching you guys come up with stuff. It's really great.
Okay.
Well, cool. One quick thing I wanted to just let you guys know before you go, a very big part of Start Playing, of trying to get more people involved in things, is all based on the reviews. So Matt, I know you already kind of handled the review stuff and everything, but if you guys really had a great time, which I hopefully you guys did, please fill out a positive review. That way people can kind of see that, and also, honestly, just having the review, having the numbers is really what kind of helps the Start Playing algorithm in some cases. But personally, on a more on a more important personal note, I hope to see you all again. Tony, I saw you last week. We're gonna have probably one shots going every Saturday. Obviously, I don't expect you to play them all, but I'm saying you'll see kind of a rotation come in. And again, we'll talk about your wife here in a second. I can kind of help out maybe a little bit with that. But I was sorry she wasn't able to join us. But hopefully she'll be able to join another one here soon.
She really wishes she could, and she'll do it again. It's just we have some real life stuff kicking us in the face right now.
100%. I totally understand. I empathize. I hope that moves as it should. We'll say.
Thanks.
For everybody else, for those of you watching at home, thank you so much for watching. Guys, I hope to see you again really soon. Let's just do one quick thing, if you guys don't mind. I like to call this just typically it's the kudos and the things that we're excited about moving forward. For tonight, it's just the kudos. So this is something that where you take a moment to be able to say one thing that you really loved about what another player did. This is not directed to the DM. Thank you very much for including me, but this is not for me. This is for the other players. So one thing you think of that you're like, that was amazing, I loved that, and we'll start with Finn.
I really loved everybody's performance. I'm an actor myself, so I mean, I really loved. The joke was hilarious. Whatever that was. I mean, it was. I wasn't sure how to react to it, and I thought the stunned silence of the audience was like appropriate. I absolutely that was my favorite moment. All the performances, that was my favorite moment.
Fantastic, very cool. Finn, it was great having you play, man. I think this is your first time playing with me, so I appreciate it. Typically, there's more this is a very specific one shot. Normally, there's a couple of combats where you'll see like a physical tabletop terrain with physical minis and things like that. So that's kind of the just there. But yeah, thank you so much for playing with us, Matt.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, Finn. That definitely came from like years of seeing bad performance art.
Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah.
It's just like living through those critiques and living through those moments, you're just like, oh man. I agree. I think everyone tonight just did awesome. I'm just gonna say, I apologize. I know your character's name, but Tony. I loved your intro. I love your intro speech that you had. I thought that was fantastic. I think that was a really great moment. Hearing you sort of share, and like it seemed like you just really had a really well thought out character. I just love that introduction, and then you followed through with it through the end. That was awesome. And Finn, you were awesome to play with. You were awesome to sort of like bounce around with, and I loved to sort of back and forth. It was just so much fun. It just really made my Saturday.
It sucks that I rolled so badly. I mean, I was just having a Will Wheaton night.
I love it.
Swear to
I
God.
think it's just as good when people roll badly. It's just as funny and fun.
Yeah.
And you guys got it everywhere you
It
wanted
was just like frustrating. It's like,
sure.
Fuck, a 2? God damn it! I have +10 to this. What the fuck?
Yeah, I feel that.
It shouldn't be this hard.
Awesome. Cool. And last but not least, but Tony.
Yeah, Finn, man, your singing was just fantastic. I was floored. And Matt, your gift of gab there with kind of manipulating it seemed like you had so much fun, and that made it fun to watch. Honestly, as you were doing the flattery and playing your I don't know what to call it other than an ass kissing bard. I loved it. So it was so much fun to watch. So I don't know.
I hope you did.
Was so much fun.
Yeah, a little gaslighting in some areas.
Yeah,
I hope you didn't take offense when I said, hey, you don't have to butter me up so much. It's like, I know you're not sincere about it, but
not at all. Again, this is one of those things, like this character has a +11 to deception, so I just felt like making them the slimiest, just like inauthentic, because deception is not just lying. Deception is like, oh, I really care about you because I feel like I can get something from you, and like those sort of moments, I was like, yeah, that's who this character is, in like all those negative ways. I think even if you've been in theaters or these sorts of places, like you've seen them,
Oh God,
so,
yes.
Yeah,
it totally came off like you were playing your character and just having fun with it.
It's
watch.
like my first insight check, of course, was like a 3, and so like I've got plus 9 to it or something, but I still failed because it was like, okay, yeah. But after I heard the same phrases over and over with every person that you met, I'm like, okay, it's full of shit.
Well, the funny thing, those people usually aren't that creative. Or
that's true. Yeah. It's hard to trick a bard for sure. Yeah, that's really great. Well, awesome, guys. Well, I'm about to turn to a pumpkin here, so we'll call it there. But like I said, thank you guys so much for playing. I really would love to play again with you. If you don't mind doing the review thing, that means a lot to me and a lot to the furthering of us being able to play more together and with other people too. So thank you all so much for playing. We're going to call it there. I love you all. Have a great night, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. A lot of fun.
Yep.
See ya.